Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you guys. It's Sunday. So we all know what that means, guys. Silly asteroid, guys. Here we are, and guys, we got a special treat for you guys. We're gonna do something a little bit different, all right? And guys, on the line, we have a friend of mine, and he actually got custody of his two daughters. Now, you guys might be saying, AJ, the devil's wearing long johns, right? But guys, this actually did happen. Now, guys, we know that this is rare. We know that this is rare, all right? But I think that someone that's actually made it through this and actually won can actually talk about the difficulties and the hardships and everything. So, guys, we have a panel here. Everyone on the panel, introduce yourselves. I'll go first, guys. You guys know who the hell I am. So my name is AJ, man. You know, this whole red pill thing, you guys know how it is. I hate the foolishness, guys, and really, you know, your channels like mine, Chris, all of us, we try and put out this knowledge so that guys can actually understand, young guys, older guys, what is going on. And yeah, Miller Rock, Chris, and C. Robbins, introduce yourselves. And guys, please check out my second channel. That's 50 and 304s, guys. I told you guys I'd do it. It's actually up and going, guys. I'll drop the link. And yeah, Miller Rock, introduce yourselves.
What's going on, man? My name's Millie Rock. I guess I'm the special guest of the evening. Telling you, young guys, it's not impossible. The courts are finally changing, and it's not dads being second-rate parents, and you could fuck crazy, you just can't marry it.
I guess, short and direct, right? Right, guys? Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, man, what's happening, guys? You already know, on my channel, just dropping information, giving a different perspective. I've been doing this for a year. No PUA shit on my channel. That's it.
Guys, so guys, for those of you guys who don't know what a PUA is, that's a pickup artist. And guys, okay, pickup artists, they claim to be part of the red pill and the manosphere, but they're not. Okay, they're the worst. They're the absolute worst. They're the same as these dating coaches and astrologists, tarot card readers for the feminists. All right, that's the male equivalent right there. Right, Robin's Fly, what's up, man?
Hey, I guess I'm probably the resident deadbeat daddy. I have a 3-year-old daughter that I just spent the last 3 hours with. I am not on the birth certificate. I know she's my child because I snuck a DNA test that the mother does not know about. I've known about this for the last year. Of course, the mother's like, if you need a DNA test, we can do it. But she's still suing me and has been for the last year. I have scared her enough because she has found out that the courts do not care about us, our child, and the lawyers don't care either. And the law says that I shall have joint custody of this child. There's no reason why I shouldn't. So she's basically given up. She lets me see the kid now. So pretty close to a settlement. I'll probably have 35% custody, up to 50-50. So okay. Times are changing. It just sucks. I shouldn't have to fight this way. I shouldn't have had to move away. Yeah, all this stuff. But yeah, enough about me. Yeah, of course, I get called a deadbeat daddy.
She said, ha ha, I still have the DNA test as leverage. And Robin said, you've been had.
Hey, look, man, I know it's still early on, but I promise you, it not going to say it gets easier, but it gets simpler. Just don't stop, man. And I got 3,000 miles of difference between me and my kid's mom, and doesn't get easier, but it gets simpler. So just keep fighting, brother.
All right, so guys, so a couple of things that we're gonna touch on is some. Oops, where'd it go? Is some facts here, right? Hold on, where are my bookmarks? I actually found a website with some facts about custody here. Also, guys, Miller Rock, do you know about the whole TradCon, a red pill war going on?
I mean, when you say red pill, I'm thinking Matrix, red or blue pill.
Yeah, so like the red pill is all of us guys that are pro male, right? Like we're actually
Okay.
pro male. We understand that if you're usually 9 times out of 10, if you're in family court, divorce court, criminal court, or you're a guy, you're getting screwed over. That's just the way it works. So there's a war on masculinity here. All right, just like in France. Yes, raise our gamer. In France, for instance, you cannot get a DNA test without the mother's permission. Clown world, right? So what happens with the red pills, you understand how to act as a man, because we can't change the laws. We can't change how we're perceived. All we can do is just change our behavior to match. That's why a lot of young guys are just walking away, saying, you know what, screw it. Just don't even play a game that's rigged. But Chris, can you explain what a TradCon is, please?
Basically, it's a short term for traditional conservatives. All right, these are people. A lot of them are Christian based, but basically they're off on that right hand side, and they like to act like they're pro masculinity, but really they just want man to come back to the plantation. So a TradCon, for example, would be a guy like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson. Who else am I missing?
And these are guys who basically say that it's a man's duty to not put his own interests first. So for instance, you know how they say feminism's about choice, but then all these girls crap on women who want to actually be traditional, right? We live in an age now to where you used to be rich to have to be able to be a bachelor, right? Okay, but now a guy who earns regular money can just sit, chill, go to work, travel, and do whatever that he wants. Women have spent the last 70 years telling men, we don't need you, marriage is patriarchy, blah, 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 right? So a lot of guys are saying, you know what? I'm choosing to just do what I want to do. And these traditional men are saying, no, you are not a man unless ... So they're doing the same thing that these modern women are doing by saying, you are not a man for not staying in a marriage where some girl is, beating you up or verbally abusing you. You are not a man if you choose to blank. They're doing the same thing. They're trying to say that a guy is not a man if he chooses to actually just go his own way and be a bachelor his whole life. So it's the same shaming tactics on telling men what to do, who they should kowtow to, or whatever. And the red pill is about freedom to choose if you want to marry, freedom to choose if you want to have kids, freedom. That's what the red pill is all about. And right now, red pill guys, we don't really ever start stuff. It's because the red pill is a reaction to trends that we've noticed. So what happens is now the TradCons are saying, wait a minute, you got all these red pill guys out there hanging out, having fun, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and we're stuck in this stupid traditional mindset where the men are traditional but the women aren't, and misery loves company. So, Chris, do you have anything to add there? Robin's Fly, do you have anything to add as far as a TradCon red pill war?
They are still very much blue pilled, and you will see that they are still very gynocentric. They consider women to be very weak and basically needing men's protection to the point where men should die to provide said protection. It's actually absurd. Yeah, and that has forced me away from like TradCon. I used to be one of those people, but like, I'm not going to die for these women. These women will gladly send me to my death. They don't care. They'll replace me. That's not fair.
They wouldn't piss on your teeth if your gums are on fire. Here's the thing, Miller Rock, you have been married and divorced and gone through. They'll be like, oh, if you tell guys what to watch out for, as far as guys who are trying to, come up, and especially military guys. Miller Rock, you were in the military, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you could tell young guys coming into the military what to watch out for as far as it's getting married. By doing that, they'll be like, well, no, you need to just brush yourself up and not worry about it. I mean, a real man would just take what happened to you and just move on. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue with TradCons. You know what I mean? So they just discount all the negative experiences that men have had and just act like we're just crazy. So, all right, guys. So we have some stats here, and the first one that I want to show you guys is, look at this, guys. Only
is there any way I can make this bigger?
I'm not sure. Hold on.
Control scroll.
Oh, here on control. Where's scroll at? Hold on.
Mouse scroll.
Oh,
there you go.
Just kidding. All right, better?
No, sorry, dude. I'm blind and deaf.
No worries, man. All right, here we go. Only 22% of red states give equal custody time to both parents. Jameson said, that's what she said. anyways, okay, hold on. Matter of fact, I put all right. Okay, so guys, everyone thinks that the Republicans are, they have men's interests. Apparently not, right? About 40% of blue states award equal custody time to parents. This is why, guys, I hate both sides. Both sides.
Yes,
honestly.
they're both garbage.
Yep,
they do not care about men.
Yep, facts. 59% of swing states give equal custody time to mothers and fathers, including New Hampshire, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Arizona, and Florida. 25 states considered, there's the word, guys, considered laws to promote joint custody after a divorce. Clown world. Hold on. Single fathers run 6.6% of households in Tennessee. 13 states in the U.S. do not require the judge to consider a child's preference for custody. Clown world. Look, here we go. Now, guys, what do we always say over here? Miller Rock, Chris, Mike, C. Robin Slut, everyone in the chat. Who makes better parents?
Fathers.
It's fathers.
Statistically, it's fathers.
Thank you very much.
You'd be surprised. My baby mama today actually said that she needs me back because she cannot control our 3-year-old.
Don't fall for it.
Can't do it.
That's a trap.
Don't fall for it, man.
Oh no, I'm not coming back. Nope, I am staying far away. 50% custody.
On here, do you have the stat about child success rate in households?
No, but I can pull it up though. But I can tell you, dude, guys, this is another thing, because I have my whole series about girls you don't date. Guys, list them: nurses, teachers, lawyers, police officers, girls who have student loan debt. You know what I'm saying? Military chicks, creative types that believe in crystals and astrology, right? All these, but guys. Right? Guys,
sorry for the young guys in the military who are here. Don't shit where you eat. I promise you. Do not shit where you eat.
Facts, guys. When you break up with a chick, and we'll take a brief little sidebar. Tactical, what's up, man? Yo,
sir.
Guys. Tactical says no military chicks.
Yeah,
guys, please. Tell me if you've had
And strippers.
experience doing this. Okay,
military guys, no strippers. They don't love you. I promise.
Guys, do not ever, if you break up with Crazy and you make it out, and she shows up wearing that long coat with lingerie underneath, don't hit it one last time. Don't do it. Don't do it. All these crazy girls. Oh, can you just come over one more time?
Bring your own condoms, man.
Facts.
I don't know if y'all are big Blue Mountain State fans here, but yeah. You know, always do the beer test with the condoms they have.
That's a good show, man. That's a good show. But yeah, guys, don't believe them. Do not believe them, dude. Seriously,
dude, they're not always on the pill. I have 2 living.
Oh yeah, don't believe that. That is
on the pill.
I would say, guys, always use condoms. Always. And now, look, in the DMV where I live, hold on, where's the race card? Let me just pull this bad boy out real fast. There it is. guys, in the DMV, I've been black for 42 years, right? I don't really mess with black girls like that anyways. But guys, 1 in 2 black girls between the ages of 18 and 38 have the herp derp in the DMV. Have the herp derp. Genital herp derp.
Bro, wait. One, you know,
CGA.
it's not my forte, not anything against it, but bro, what the
51% have the herp derp.
And it doesn't help that there's a lot of Transformers in that area.
CGA was saying it's even higher. He was saying it's 2/3 in some areas for BWs. Yeah, it's awful.
And guys, Baltimore and Baltimore and the DMV are in the top 5 worst STD cities. So between the HIV
that keeps on giving,
the HIV, the HPV, and the herp derp, dude, man, you need a freaking, you need to get an adamantium condom in this bad boy, man. You get a vibranium one like on Black Panther, because these broads are not playing. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, guys. So Tactical sent me an email. I'll have to pull up this image, but it was actually from the military, talking about I have to find it, about the threat that diseases are for troops now. How it's like a state of emergency. You know what I'm saying? Doug MP's in the house. Jameson's in the house. What's up, guys? I'll drop the link in just a minute. But guys, let me see. Here we go. Okay, look at this. So 44.2% of custodial mothers in the U.S. are non-Hispanic white women. 62.9% custodial fathers are non-Hispanic white men. 40% of custodial mothers were never married. Look at that, guys. Look at that. And now here's the one. There are 2.5 million single fathers with custody in the U.S. Out of what? There's like 380 million people in the United States now. Look at this. Guys, here's the big one. You ready for this? Here you go. 51.4% of custodial mothers have full-time jobs. 51%. That's 1 in 2 works, has full-time job. Guys, 74.3% of custodial fathers hold full-time jobs. Someone look at this. Look at this. What were you saying?
No, man, I was saying it's the truth, bro. Like it is, and the messed up part is that, you know, women get to make that choice that, you know, they don't have to go back to work. I'm currently dealing with that actually situation. She just had a kid with her second husband and her third husband.
She got married again.
Have to go back to work, and it's 3 months behind in child support. However, if it was reversed, I would be in jail. I would have no driver's license. I'd be a deadbeat. But on the other hand, you know, she's providing for her family. But
guys, I just did a video. I actually have a series of videos of chicks in jail for not paying child support, begging to be let out of jail. So guys, check that out. I just dropped that earlier today. So just check that out. But look at this, guys. 74.3% have jobs. This goes once again with the fathers make better parents, right? What do college degrees got to do with this stuff?
Man, I swear they always bring, like, so I was talking to this lady the other day, and she kept on bringing up degrees this, degree that, and I've made a pact, basically. Do not talk about your degrees unless if you're talking about Masons or the deodorant, because this stuff it's gotten to the point where I've literally had to teach these people lessons on how to do certain research, actually what scholarly articles to look at, what like I've had to do people's like research for them on the spot, and they hold all these degrees, and I'm like, what are they teaching you? So
have you seen the stat where it's like the last 5 years, everyone who's got a 4-year degree doesn't even make enough money to pay back their loan.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts, guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Shoot. Here's the thing, guys. Guys, who owns 70% of all the student loan debt? Anyone?
Sora.
Anyone?
Well, that's I was about to say I was about to say just
Women do, especially black women. And
Yeah.
was
I'm
it Doug
sorry.
MPA just did a video earlier today about how earnings for women are the same as men in New York, DC, LA, right? So they're like, oh, woo, women, strong and independent. But guys, what's the funny thing? Men don't have any debt. So if Miller Rock is making 85 grand a year and it's with no college loan debt, and Stephanie's making 85 grand a year, does that equal out? No, it doesn't.
Can I say something about so when I first got married, I had a 785 credit score. She had like a whatever the lowest is 535, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And now I'm finally getting back to it. What is it, 2023? So it's been about 10 years finally getting back, and I'm back in the 700s. But yeah, man, I had co-signed for everything and everything like that. But according to statistics, apparently women make better choices. But I've had good credit since I was 14.
Disgusting.
Guys, let's let Miller Rock tell his story here, and then I have a video that'll basically show why trad cons are full of shit. And their whole views on men and men trying to see their children is so skewed. And this will also show what Chris's point was about people not knowing anything. All right. So Miller Rock, man, tell your story. Introduce yourself again. I'm gonna drop the link to anyone who wants to come on up. And yeah, guys, rock and roll, man.
So I'll kind of do the God, what's it called? Spark Notes version. Yeah, joined the Navy, 18. Let's see, got my ex-wife pregnant at 19, married before my 20th birthday, deployed during my 20th birthday, was deployed when my oldest daughter was born, didn't meet her till I was 21, tried to do the whole right thing, even though it was only, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months we knew each other, and then went on deployment after she got pregnant. Came back, tried to do the right Catholic thing, make the family work, and then she got pregnant again, and I was just unhappy. There was the time she went home to visit family, and my family and like friends kind of had a what's it called, a intervention, like, dude, I don't know who you are anymore, you're not I wasn't happy, wasn't myself, because she was narcissistic and controlling and money hungry. Like, if I didn't buy her this, it was a whole thing, and I just stopped fighting with it, and I just kept letting her do it. Long story short, we finally divorced as I'm getting out of the Navy. She's remarried. By the way, her second husband was living in the house that we had together while I was separating from her and the Navy, and she was pregnant with my second child. Then they moved across the country on military orders. At that point, you're a single guy who just moved back home. But I was still trying to find my feet after getting separated from the military honorably. And then, she was like, I'm leaving California. I'm going to go back home to one of the northern states out there on the west, without trying to get into too much detail. And it was like, I'm going to get my head together, The whole time her getting her head together was to go move in with this guy who she is now married to now. Them and the kids in 2019. And so mark that point about the story. 2019, October 2019, sent me the kids to go get her head right and figure out her life. But it was all to move in with this guy. I had custody of them.
Wait, she sent the kids to be with you so she could be with her boyfriend.
No, yes, but what she had told me at the time was that she was leaving her second husband and wanted to go home to be with her family.
Mom of the year, right, guys?
Yeah. So that happened, and then I had custody of them, and both my kids they're better now, but they've had speech therapy issues, which actually went back to, I'll go back a little bit, 2017. I had custody of them for about 4 months when she went on deployment for a little bit. Got my oldest kid diagnosed with our speech impairment was actually how funny life works is that the guy who did her speech impairment analysis was the guy who was my speech pathologist when I was in elementary school. So
Okay.
yeah, life kind of comes full circle with that. COVID hits in 2020.
Well, say the cough. Don't say the word, please. Don't take the
the
stream
cough.
down.
Sorry, the cough. Can I say the Wuhan thing or?
No.
No,
Don't say that either,
don't
dude.
say that either.
Yeah, please.
Coof.
The cough happens. Everything gets shut down. I'm out of work. I'm at home. I'm doing. I don't know if you guys are big country guys or if anyone who is a single father has custody. Look up the song "Mr. Mom." It's the truest thing that's ever happened to me. Living at home, teaching them every day, cooking, cleaning, doing everything. So Mr. Mom is a great thing if you're a single dad with custody. It's how you feel. Then after that, our original agreement when I got them in 2019 was that they would go back in August of 2020. It would just be a year, and then I'd realize all the faults that they'd had. They were behind in everything. My youngest couldn't write her name at 4.5.
What?
Yeah, couldn't write her name. And take in mind that my ex at this time was a stay-at-home mom. You know,
What was she doing, bruh?
that was my big.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Go ahead, bud.
Can you delve more deeply into like the back and forth that occurred in the legal realms and like the child support?
So I was gonna get to
explain that.
So when I first left in 2016, I was moving home. I live in the DMV, and still they were still currently in Virginia. We met halfway every other weekend, which was what my custody was, but it was always more, because she was active duty. She needed help on extra days, so my mom would go down and meet her an extra day, or I'd go down and we would take the kid instead of Friday to Sunday, it'd be Thursday to Sunday or Thursday to Monday, and everything like that, which they said never happened in court, but it was true.
Dude, send the asteroid.
Yeah,
you serious, dude?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. And then, so I was paying $700 a month in that, but it was actually $600 because she had a falling out with her second husband and needed to get put on somebody else's film plan. And I was like, look, just so you can keep talking to the kids, I let her be on mine. I said, you owe me $100 a month. So instead of paying $700, I'll just pay you $600. I'll take that $100 and put it towards your phone bill. Which she denies ever happened, but literally working at Verizon at the time, I got her onto my phone plan. Yeah, and then so that was that. And then when they moved to the West Coast, instead of her being responsible for all transportation costs, we waived child support until we reconvened at a different point, whatever it was. And then back and forth, legal battle. I actually had bad legal advice at the time. In 2020, I had a lawyer because they were going out to her for a month in the summer and back to me because they were supposed to go back to her in August. And I had a lawyer at the time who was like, why don't you just wait till you get them back in July and then we'll file. But with COVID, all the courts are shut down, paperwork goes back.
Cough. Say the cough.
Dude, I keep forgetting, man. I'm sorry. Cough. The cough. Everything was shut down.
Please.
The cough. Everything was shut down. And yeah, so the courts were backed up for like a year and a half, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but we had an agreement that they were supposed to go back in August. And my lawyer's like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, it's not enforceable, whatever it was. It's just bad advice. So then I actually was told I had to send them back. We went through an emergency hearing, an enforcement hearing. And the lawyer's like, I don't know why we're here. Or the judge's like, I don't know why we're here. It clearly says that you were intending to send them back, even though I had filed the paperwork for a different hearing. But because of the cough, everything was backed up.
This was in Maryland?
This was in Maryland.
Okay.
The judge was like, I don't know why we're here. It clearly says it here that, they are supposed to go back, so you need to send them back. Even though I just went through everything with the cough during the out of school, I was teaching them, I was doing everything. Then I found a lawyer who would take up my case. It's expensive. It's
How,
really.
how much do you think that you paid so at that point?
Would you say?
Like, sorry, there's. Did you just hear a
Your
noise?
legal fees so far.
Yeah.
My fees at that point were $3,500 at that point, and which was then reimbursed me because of the bad legal advice.
Okay.
Then I get a new lawyer after I lost them, because the judge was like, you need to send them back right away. Like, I didn't even get to say goodbye. Like, my baby mom went and picked them up. My friend's mom was watching the kids for me while we were in court. I didn't even get to say goodbye. She went to my friend's mom's house, picked them up, and took them
Oh,
back.
right out from under you?
Right up from under me.
Gross.
That day.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I got like a 2-minute goodbye for them to come pick up their suitcases and stuff, but that was it.
Damn.
Yeah. And then finally get our court date. And I have a lawyer who, I had 2 judges. I had a judge, a magistrate, and a mediator tell me, it's probably not worth it for you to go through with this. They're already back over there. It's going to be expensive, da-da-da. But like I said, they were here, so the court case was filed in Maryland and not in Oregon. I was like, I'll never have home field advantage again. I was like, I'm going to go through with it. Magistrate told me it's probably not a good idea. Mediator told me it's, you have an uphill battle. It's probably not going to happen. Mostly it doesn't happen with dads. And, but my lawyer's like, look, you have a case. She goes, I can't promise you anything, but you have a case. The end total after everything, after the 1.5 years of prep, with everything else that happened, we had a judge. So if you guys ever feel like, the cards aren't going your way. So we had a court date. We had a judge that my lawyer liked. And that day, criminal court always takes over civil. The judge we had got booked for criminal court, and they weren't able to find us a judge that day. And they were looking at booking it out 10 months from that day. So
10 months?
My custody is going to go 10 months because of how backed up all the courts were. And my lawyer at the time was like, if we can't get a new judge or a closer time, I'm not going to have you go through them because it would be another $20,000. So all in all, my total bills were $30,000. It would have been another $20,000 if you had to wait another 10. She was like,
You
it's
were
just
at
not worth it.
$30,000.
Yep, $30,000.
$30,000.
But we actually got one. We had a judge who we only saw for half the day. So only one of my witnesses who were there got to testify that day. Then 2 weeks later, we had to come back and do it another 2 days. But yeah, no, I actually had a judge who had her head on, and she, like, the turning point of it, and I just always had this dream that, like, the judge, like, I see your point, they weren't up to date on their shots, they weren't up to date on speech, she wasn't involved, she was going man to man, because, she went from, when they were out,
woman.
Yeah. When they were out in California, she went from her second husband to this other guy who she had told me she was living with a military person. Didn't say it was a man. She's like, I'm moving with a single military member. Like, they have kids. When you think that, you're thinking what? A mother, right? And no, it turns out it was this guy who was, who she was with at the time.
And your daughters were around some strange guy that you didn't know.
All the time.
Absolute clown world.
And I've never brought them around. I know I've dated because of that. But yeah, no, I had the judge literally stopped and she goes, wait, so back to what I said in 2019, she goes, you dropped the kids off to him in 2019 to go play house with this guy, and that was the whole turning point of the court case. She was like, well, no, I was trying to get our life together. She goes, well, the judge said, well, if it was me, I'd told him to get the house together for you and your kids versus you dropping the kids off and then you going to do it. That was the whole turning point. I was like, my eyes are wide. But I always had this feeling the judge goes, hey, I see your case. I see your reasoning for it. But however, because, I went in there thinking, I'm a dad. We're secondary parents. And, I ended up winning. And fast forward now, it's been almost 2 years. Yeah. They're honor roll students in chorus, band, extracurriculars, soccer, softball. horseback riding, swim lessons. Yeah, but again, if you ask her, it's they should be with her.
Oh yeah,
She swears by the fact that because she doesn't have custody of them, she's not a bad mom. However, it's been proven. Sorry,
guys,
the guy
hold
that
on,
she moved in with.
What do we always say, guys? Guys, so whenever you deal with a woman, we all know that they're either the heroes or the victims in their own stories. Right? They're always the heroes or the victims, and guys, oftentimes they aren't the victims; they're volunteers. Right, guys? And that's another thing about the red pill that we all know, guys. Because, guys, chime in and put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard a woman tell a story like she was some victim and there was abuse or any of this stuff. Then you ask them 2 or 3 questions, and the whole story falls apart.
That's why I don't have a whole lot of female friends. So that's why I even say that doesn't even exist.
I have a question for the guy that's telling the story, because I have a friend who he says he made all the mistakes that a lot of young soldiers make. He got in, and the first thing he did was marry a single mom that was 6 years older than him.
God.
And so he freaking adopted her child too. So when they got divorced, he ended up 10 years had to pay $600 a month for a child that wasn't even his child.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
someone told him adopting the child's the right thing. That's the thing to do. And guess what? Homeboy found out, guys.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Yep.
Guys, don't ever do the quote unquote right thing ever. Nope.
Yeah.
No,
so
that's how I got
so he was talking to me because he said to me that his marriage was so bad that he would go to there was a fishing hole on the base, and he would take his fishing pole and go fishing for 2-3 hours after work every single day because it was that much of hell to go home. And so he had
hold on. Sorry, no, I'll let you continue. But yeah, the fishing thing, that's my ex-wife's current husband. He goes fishing every day.
Damn. Gee, I wonder why. So,
Damn.
So he said to me that he had a friend that was an MP in the MP's office, military police, and his friend called him and was like, "Hey, buddy, like you need to go to your house and get because it's 72 hours, right? If there's a DV call against you in the military, you have to stay away from your house for 72 hours, I think." So they said, "Look."
Yep, and they can sell all your stuff, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So clown world.
So
AJ, I
his
told
friend
you,
was like,
man.
his friend was like, "Yeah, I'm only giving you this call because we're homies, and like I know you're a good friend of mine, but you need to go to your house, get 72 hours worth of stuff because you're gonna have to stay in the barracks this weekend." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He said, Your wife called in a DV thing against you, so if you didn't know me, we go to your house and cuff you."
Yeah, guys. If you didn't know him, it would go just like this. Just like that, guys.
Yeah. So sure enough, he went home, packed a bag, and then his ex-wife cleaned out the entire house.
Yep.
Yeah.
While he was
And the bank account?
everything. Yep, and the bank account.
Yep.
And so he so anyway, I say this story because he wants to try and do kind of like a TED Talk kind of series to young soldiers of all the mistakes not to make in the military. So if you had like the top 5 things that you could tell a group of young soldiers not to do, what would those 5 things be?
So as a veteran, I'll tell you right now, the stripper doesn't love you. I promise you, don't do that.
Don't buy a.
Sorry, reading the comment. Did she take the ice cube trays out of the
What kind of sick takes the ice cubes out of the
Oh,
guys?
man.
Real. I promise you this.
Don't buy my-
This is not just military. This is everything. Have separate bank accounts. If you guys share a house, share a mortgage, use that.
Yes.
You both contribute, but do not have everything, all your eggs in one basket. I know it's a saying, but it is true. Also, do not be afraid to reach out to your chain of command. I know it sucks having to go through it. But I promise you, there are people who've been through it. I've talked to friends. My case had my friend have the guts to go for it to get his kids from Virginia. He won custody 6 months ago.
Right on, man.
So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I promise you, it's not the end. But be smart. Have what's yours is yours. What's hers is hers. And if you guys share anything, that's fine. But protect yourself first and foremost. If you go on deployment, if you're in the military, have a separate bank account for that. That way you can log in, you can transfer the money to the mortgage, whatever you have. But the extra money you're making, because I came home to nothing. I came home to her spending everything. She bought a house.
That's a common story, by the way.
Unless
you said that she bought a house, what now?
So she had what's it called? Power of attorney. And we were renting at the time, and we were looking at houses. And I didn't get a final say on the house. She was like, "Well, this is the house I want." I was like, "Well, she sent me 3 houses," and I was like, "I like these 2, not this one." She goes, "Well, that's the one I like." And it was a flip. It was a god awful house. The backyard was a mud pit. It didn't drain right. Water came in through the basement. But yeah, no, I was like, yeah, she sent me 3. I was like, yeah, I like this one. I said, I'm not a fan of this one. She goes, well, the one you don't like is the one I like, and that's the one we're going with. So all the paperwork was done by the time I got home.
What?
Please unless you are 150%, this is the person you love, you trust, you've been through multiple deployments, there's been no issues. But if it's your first deployment away, make your parents your power of attorney.
Yeah.
If it is your first
Even if
deployment,
you're married.
Yes.
Yeah, even if you're married, do it. However, you can do 50-50 power of attorney. You can have your parents be your legal power of attorney. Your ex can be your medical power of attorney, or your wife or whatever. It can be your medical, but your legal, you can always have it be a family member until, if you guys have been in, 20 years and you've been through it all, and but it's your first time, be smart about it. Make it family first and then your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't agree to it and they throw a fit about it, that's a red flag.
Yeah. That's putting it lightly. Now wait,
I have a
Miller Rock,
question.
what branch are you in?
Navy.
And then tactical, you're in the Army.
Army.
Right?
Yeah.
Backpacker. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, brother? Yeah, man. Everything you were saying just now, I've seen it firsthand. Like I was always the third party. Everything you just said, that's the reason why I was going, yep, because I've talked to JAG lawyers. I've talked to let's say first sergeants, E7s who literally went through it. I remember I was going to JRTC or NTC. I know you know what that is, basically a fake deployment. You go to train in the desert, then you come back and all that shit to prepare. So
so we called it Com2X or FEP. We did a month out to sea. Yeah.
Okay. It's basically like that. So I remember one time I was coming back, so we just got out the dirt box and we're coming back and we're sitting on a bus, and there was this I was a specialist, and there was this E6 that was sitting next to me, Spanish dude, and he had this really calm look on his face for some reason, and he kept picking up his phone, talking to someone. And he literally shouts out across the bus, "Yo, dude, my girlfriend literally just lit my fucking house on fire for some freaking reason." Yes, and he was as calm as a Hindu cow. I'm telling you, yo, the shit that be going on in the military as far as like dealing with women, girlfriends, and wives. You remember when I was telling you one of the stories was when I was a PFC, and I was living in the barracks, and my first duty station was Fort Hood, and at the time we had kind of like we did a rotation to like Korea. We were there for 9 months. We come back. So once we come back, our old barracks were like run down, so they basically was tearing them down. So we were lucky and we got put into the NCO barracks. These some high-end barracks. They look really nice. They got a promenade and all that, right? One day, I was going to the DFAC to get something to eat, and when I came back, there was nothing but like cop cars and EMTs and stuff like that. When I walked over to my door, like super confused of what's going on, I see like, cleaners, like crime scene cleaners, like spraying the whole area of blood and all that. And what had happened was there was a soldier, I think he was like an E7, who self-deleted himself because exactly what my brother said from before, the wife called in a false DV case, got him removed, got placed in the barracks, literally in the second floor above me, because the barracks that I was in, it wasn't like a regular one where you walk into a building and then you go to your room. Mom's was like a direct, once you open your door, you're directly outside. It's like an apartment. And so he literally hung himself while slitting his wrists on the upper, like literally the floor above me, because his wife put in a false DV case, took the kids, cleaned out the entire house, got all his money, and somehow got her hands into like his retirement fund, like his TSP or whatever the hell it is. Completely destroyed his life. Done. And he couldn't take it.
Wow.
Like
I
legit.
know.
It's not. I have some friends who've gone through that. Yeah. It's dude, it's crazy. Like the things that these people do because they know they can call your chain of command. Once they call your chain of command, you're done.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
True, false, whatever. You are guilty until proven innocent in the military.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lady that I used to work with, and her ex-boyfriend, he was older than she was, but he was retired Air Force. And this guy walked in on his wife, riding the carousel, literally cheating on him. They had 2 kids. She took the kids, took the house, left him, and then she gets half of his pension to this day. He did his 20. And then she's like, I don't know why he always talks about it. He can't get over it. Because he looks at his retirement check every month and half of it's gone. You clown world. I don't know why he can't get that.
In the military,
You know what I mean?
the military backs it. The military, like they have all these, I guess you can call them civilian, kind of like civilian departments, like DOD workers in departments that kind of like they back the woman in doing their shit. Like, as soon as you make that call, like you one of the things that they do is like as just a threat, I'm gonna call your chain of command, just like he said. And once it happens, once they go, oh, you got problems in the house, regardless of whether or not your chain of command know you as a person, they gotta go through the process. And then you just
I did a video on that teacher. It was actually like one of my first videos that I did was that teacher in California. No, he was a principal, and he married a single mom of 2, right? Big mistake. Married her. This guy, he would teach like lessons for like music. He was like the all around good guy. Had a nice big house in California or whatever. She called the cops on him to like scare him or whatever because they were arguing. And she was just saying that she was angry and didn't mean it. No.
What happened was when her initial call said that he had put his hands on his stepdaughters, and her and the stepdaughters, and then it wasn't until he got arrested in the
here it is
because even if like when that happens.
The
woman can't drop the charges.
Yes, the state has to take over. All these feminist groups had said, look, it's because the woman might be too scared to actually press charges. So what happens is that these women don't understand. When you call the cops, they're charging in, guys. and someone's going to jail. So then what'll happen is that there'll be this guy, his reputation was ruined. So he went to Disneyland and he took a header
AJ,
off the parking
AJ,
garage.
it was more than that. He was getting investigated for those claims, so he was suspended from his job as a principal.
Yep.
Pending investigation.
Yep.
20 years. Down the tubes over a phone call.
Sorry, AJ, not to cut into that, but you know what's messed up, man? I've seen it a lot actually the last year or so. So what happens when we are falsely accused, right? Like you just said, everything's gone to shit. You're guilty till proven innocent.
Yep.
Nothing happens to those who falsify. There was
Nothing.
a dude who was just found not guilty. The Bills punter, right?
Yes.
Everyone remember that from last year?
Matareza.
Yep.
Matareza.
The
We
Bills
talked about
punter
it
was found
last
guilty.
week. Yep.
Hold up,
before
Jim.
proven innocent. Lost everything.
Matareza.
The punt god.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories out there.
Nothing ever happened to the lady who falsified it.
Nothing.
You guys got to look
I
up
don't know
what
if
that
you all
lady was
remember this.
doing,
It
bro.
was probably 5 years ago. If you're on Google right now, AJ?
Yeah.
Type in Baylor defensive player falsely accused. The dude was a stud. He was massive. He was first round talent. Falsely accused was finally
Sean Oakman. Okay, hold on.
Yes, Sean Oakman. Bro, pull up his picture. The dude was a massive dude. He was finally proven not guilty.
You guys know Miller Rock. Do you remember the MMA guy Al Hassan? Razak Al Hassan.
Yeah.
He's an MMA fighter. He got accused too. And the charges
And
dropped.
nothing ever happens. However, you are guilty. You lose everything as a person. You should be able to file a civil lawsuit, but you can't. It's
Yeah.
protected by whatever it is.
Well,
But that's why
Matareza said
follow-
that
They call
he's
them
going to
the assault
countersue
laws.
this woman.
Yeah.
They call it the assault shield laws, I think, in some sense or something like
Yeah,
that, right? Like
it depends on the it depends on the state it's filed in. But yeah, you can some states let you, some states don't. Like, oh, it is what it is. Like where it's just a wash. Sorry,
Yeah.
you lost 5 years. Sorry, you lost your future, but we messed up. Like,
yeah. And sorry that everyone covered you being accused, but no one's covering the fact that you're exonerated. How about that?
How about this,
Let
guys?
me jump in on this. From
This
the
guy.
military, this is a tactical insider. So in the military, right? So we have the SHARP and EO programs and stuff like that, right? So in the same way that's used in the civilian world, as far as if you're dealing with a really nasty chick or whatever, it's the same thing in the military. The funny thing is, I remember probably like a few years ago before our PCS to where I'm at now, we were having it was like a bunch of guys and it was like 1 or 2 female soldiers, like NCOs. And it's so pervasive, like the mentality, right? The whole, like, why would anyone ever do that, right? We were bringing it up, like how, like I think 1 or 2 years ago, they just started introducing like military regulations to punish falsely accused, those who are filing false claims. Just now, I've been in for about 10 years, and they're just now introducing it. And so when we're bringing this up, one of the female soldiers like, nah, that's not true. Like, blah 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 blah. Like the soldiers be the ones that are filing the false claims, they get punished, and the male soldiers like, no, they don't. Like, they never see it, they never hear it. There's no like, hey, the chain of command, blah blah blah. This soldier was found to be whatever, yada yada yada. None of that stuff is ever brought up because there was literally no law in the books within the military as far as SHARP and EO is concerned that if you were caught definitively lying about that stuff, that you're going to get punished. And now they're starting to go, oh shit, this is a really big freaking problem. Given like you've been noticing what's happening with the military recruitment, that dudes is like, hey, we're not hanging out with these female soldiers. We're not talking to them. We're only going to work with them within the limits of, what our jobs are, and that's it. And they're starting to realize it's affecting like the units and the platoons and the companies that the soldiers are in.
Well, I would think that
So-
it's the same thing
My
as
bad,
in
AJ. Go ahead.
oftentimes,
I was just thinking
you see men and women meet in the military and they have kids and everything. And here's the thing: that's the number one recruiting tool is oftentimes if people's parents are in the military, they're in the military. But just
I
like
think
my
that there was a poll, AJ, where for the first time, like military veterans, I think this was in 2022 that 51% said that they wouldn't recommend that their kids go into the military now.
hey,
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
So
guys,
yeah,
here.
yeah.
so
So I'm
so I
putting
would, but I
I'm putting
wouldn't at
Miller
the
Rock's
same time.
Cash App on at the bottom of the screen, guys. You know, drop him some coin for sharing his story, guys. It's at the bottom of the screen. You know, so we got to hear stuff from guys that actually made it through this BS. You know what I'm saying? But I interrupted someone.
No. So I was gonna say off the 2 points. Yeah, as I would like my kids to go in only on the fact of the life experience you get from it, not the personal life, but like the going to see places. You put military on your resume and it shines. But however, these days, not something I'd recommend. So whoever said that, I agree. Also, there is whoever's going on about like the false accusation. Yes, because there have been people. I know 3 people who have what do we say? Self-deleted
What?
because
Yeah.
they were afraid of things that were going to come to it, or
Yes.
there was things that was completely consensual. The woman felt guilty, filed a
Yes.
claim against her or against him. His whole life changed in
Yes.
that
Destroyed.
destroyed. Was kicked out of the military dishonorably, served jail time, break time, jail time. None of those 2 things, because there's one thing the military has. For you guys who don't know it, it is double jeopardy.
Yeah. You get pulled back in.
You get military time and you get civilian time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. You leave the military. You leave the military, right? Let's say 5-10 years down the line, you do some crazy shit. I had this situation happen. We were doing a detail for someone who's extra friendly with kids. Just call it that way.
Okay.
And he was a warrant officer, and he was out for like 6-7 years. They snapped, and so what happened was he was extra friendly with his own kids and I guess their friends. This was a while ago, so they're like probably late teens, early 20s or something like that. So they all came forward like, yo, this dude did this, and then 7 years are gone by, and they snatch him up. Said, hey, you're getting brought back into the military. You're reenlisting. Oh, now you're ours. Clank, clank. Locked him up. Put him into a prison. Start his time back up again while he's going through the trial, and then boom, they're sending him to freaking whatever fort, whatever. Like legit, it's serious. Like you're part of a different society. Like once you join the military or any armed forces,
Even if you're found innocent in civilian court, you have your military court, because say you don't have enough days on the books, right? You go to jail for a DUI or something, and you don't have any days, and your court date's not for 2 weeks. You're in civilian jail for 2 weeks. Then when you get out, say you get fined, whatever, even if it's tossed out completely, breathalyzer was wrong, they didn't ask for your ID, they didn't read your Miranda rights. Then you go to military court because you were AWOL, you're absent without leave. You had civilian court happen, whatever else they want to throw at you. Then, even if you could be 100% sober. Say like, you had one beer and their thing's off, and then it gets proven in civilian court that it's off. You still have your military day. You still have your military court, and then whatever that finding is, you would still have you could get days in the brig. You could get dropped in rank, even if you're 100% innocent because of that. Yeah. So when you join the military, you are subject to 2 different types of cases.
That's crazy.
Put on your ASUs, clean up, get shaved. Oh, we're going to the courthouse. GG. That's how it goes.
Sucks.
Yep.
Guys, so a couple more facts. Now, these facts seem a little bit off to me, but look, because this says facts about child custody. They say fathers are granted custody 18.3% of the time. That's not right. That's way too high. That's way too high. This is divorce lawyers for men. I don't know where they got this stat from.
Sorry,
But
AJ, but you also need to pay attention to what courts
Oh.
actually acknowledge 50-50 custody.
That's
I know a couple ones out west where my ex lives does not recognize 50-50. Even if I was to live there, there would be no 50-50 custody. There would be
what?
yes.
Damn.
Yeah, and
this says custody period, not like not
there's a couple of states
what
that don't
type?
recognize
Okay.
50-50.
Yeah,
Wow.
state law. Yeah, state law versus
I have-
federal. That's what I'm assuming.
I have a question. Hey guys, does it? Okay, let's say there's a situation going on with your ex, and things are, like Greg Adams says, if a woman says, I'm gonna take the kids from you, if she even says anything like that, the next day you got to go to court and you got to start the process because that's like in a man's favor. Does that work in the Army where, like, if you know that you're with a crazy woman and she's like, you could go to your command and say, look, my wife is crazy. Does that help at all or no?
No, because they will recommend mediation.
Ah.
No.
It depends on the state. In Virginia, even though we were separating, I was in November of 2015. So when my 9 months from separating out of the military, and we were separating, we still had to go through mediation. If you're married, if you're military and you get married in certain states, they make you do 6 months of separation without kids, a year of separation with counseling with kids. So,
well, guys, drop a like on the stream. It does help with the all-knowing algorithm. And yeah, guys, look at this. It says 25% of fathers who do not get custody have 0 in-person visits with their kids. Nearly 60% of fathers who do not get custody speak to their children on the phone 4 times a month or less. Look at that. Look at that. Now, guys, so Pillar Rock, what is your relationship with your kid's mom right now, and like how does that even work? I mean, like, because you have custody, right?
yes, I have custody. She gets spring break, winter break, and summer break.
Okay.
So
Guys,
the
give
messed
Chris
up
a round
part,
of
man.
applause for
The
that.
messed up part is we co-parented really well for a while, until she moved out west, and then, yeah, when I realized, she was bringing all these men around my kids and all this other stuff, that's where we started to falter. Now, if it's not about the kids, we don't talk. Really, like, I'll send pictures of the kids' sports, and I do more than she does. Like, I'll send pictures of them doing sports, sleepovers, whatever. Or we go to, like, now it's about to be fall. Every time we go to the corn maze or pumpkin patch, whatever. She had them all summer. I think I got 3 pictures.
Wow.
She's
Wow,
very
wow,
salty because she swears by the fact that she's not a bad mom. And if you ask her, not only did her new husband not come and testify during court, not only did she make herself look bad, she got caught lying on the stand multiple times. I apparently am. I apparently lied. The judge didn't like her. Typical victim mentality.
Victimhood. Yeah. Yep.
And I try and keep her as involved or whatever. I'm trying to go and get my kids baptized. For the last, I don't know, even when we were together, or not even together, when she was married to her second husband, we all got along. He was Catholic as well. And all this other stuff. And she was like, yeah, I'm okay with them getting baptized now, because she doesn't get them. She just wants to be involved in everything. You have legal, you have medical, and then you have religious custody, and nobody has tiebreaker. So she will not let me get them baptized because she wants them baptized in her church, where they don't even practice her modern Christian, whatever they do. I think it's Baptist, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. Whatever it is out there. They do it 11 weeks out of the year. Yeah, 9 during the summer, and spring and winter break. So what is that, 11 weeks? Everything's difficult. I wanted to get my
Everything's a
oldest
battle.
tested for
Everything's a
ADHD,
battle.
and she's like, no, I don't even. She goes, regardless of what the doctor says, I don't agree to it. What kind of
What?
person says that when it's about
Because
the
it's-
better of your
It's
child?
always a
That,
battle.
yeah,
Because it's all about ego.
It's
ego.
always a battle. Like every small thing, it's a battle. Like I've seen that shit before too.
Yep, every little thing, because she can't fight me on anything else, because I provide a better life every day. She continues to twist on my kids are 9 and 7. And like I said, I get them most of the year. From August to December is 4 months. I don't know if you guys know, but I don't know many 8-year-olds, because I think my oldest is 8 at this time, who says it's not fair that you get us for 4 months and mommy only gets us for 1 week. I don't know if you guys know any 8-year-olds who know time like that, but I don't. I don't think that was pushed by my own kid. Since who's the one who has 35% custody? And then
That's Robin's fly.
Robin's
Oh,
fine. Robin,
I said potentially. That's really all I want.
do you pay child support right now?
I am not under any court order whatsoever. I have not even been assigned paternity.
No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure. Most dads, what happens when you're behind in child support?
You go to jail.
Contempt
You
of
go to
court,
jail.
motion, and then they
You lose your
do the
license.
hearing and everything.
Guys, we know what happens when a guy doesn't pay child support.
Right. She is. Let's see. She's ordered to pay $800, and that's not
a month.
$800 a month. That's not including, because that's what I would have been ordered to pay, because our salaries at the time were the same. And that's not including daycare was not covered in that. Medical dental cost was not included in that. My oldest needs braces, which would be $5,000. She's not on paper responsible for any of that. She
needs to be
paid the last $250 from June, so she is 3 months behind. July, August, September, yeah. And it's almost the end of September.
Wow.
And if it was reversed, yeah, you'd be in jail. You'd have your fucking license suspended. You would have all the things that you need in your life taken away from you.
Is she still in service? She's still in service?
No, but she's not working now because she just had a kid. And so she's not working, so she's not getting income, but she's getting $1,800 from the VA. But the messed up part about it is whatever you get from the VA is not you cannot it's included in your salary, but you cannot, like, I cannot what do they call with your paycheck?
Direct deposit,
impute,
garnish. You cannot garnish it. So there's nothing I can do right now.
You know the craziest part about this is, guys, so a lead attorney who's on the screen here, right? He was a divorce attorney for over 20 years, and he does consulting work now because he's retired. He said that the biggest clients that he has when it comes to paternity court and family court and divorce court and child support are women, because women don't understand how unfair the system is until it's their brother, their dad, or their new husband is getting screwed over by his ex.
Oh, dude. So I was following this page. It's on Facebook. Actually, I think my mom sent it to me because my mom's been my A1 through all this. It was this dude has 2 kids with his ex, has 2 kids with his new wife. He's ordered to pay like $1,800 a month in child support. He goes, if I pay that, how am I supposed to provide for my own kids that I have right now?
Yeah, they don't care.
And they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
That's the one thing.
The system is broken.
I say
some states take 60% of your paycheck for child support.
Yeah. About my courtroom madness series, guys. I'll pull it up, guys. I make videos on this all the time. Someone in the comments thought that I was laughing at these guys. Guys, the craziest part about this is all these videos here. All these guys, like this one here, he's been paying his ex-wife and his rent and bills for 4 years. just paying for everything, not through the court. She takes him to court for child support and alimony. He owes 11 grand back child support, all because he didn't pay through the court.
Yep, that's how it works.
And the issue is, guys, these guys, they don't get a lawyer. They don't get a lawyer. They go to Kinko's. They make their copies. So they're, they got their manila folder, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get justice today. But guess what, buddy?
You've been had.
You've been had.
You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
These guys are
Oh my God,
clueless.
AJ, what's that from? It's driving me nuts. I know
It's from Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
that was it. Yeah, that was it.
And here's the
I was
thing,
just
guys,
so familiar. I couldn't put it.
guys, this is why the red pill is a thing. It's because guys are complete. They're in the world. They're joining the military. They're going into divorce court, child support court, completely unprepared. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand that 9 times out of 10, if you're sitting in that courtroom, you're screwed. The best thing that you can do is you're trying to stop them from effing you too much. You know what I'm saying? That's all
You're
you're
trying to
doing.
make it a little consensual. Just a little bit of lube or a little bit of spit.
I have multiple ones.
You know how many times I've had situations where there was my MOS. I'm a 68 whiskey. I'm a medic, so I would be placed.
All right.
Yeah,
I've been.
Yeah, no worries, man. Like I've been placed in a clinic, right? And like I would see so many like the male patients come in. They'll come in for one thing, and it'll be like, oh, I sprained my ankle, or my back is hurting, or I got whatever the hell it is with my knees, and the whole session will be turned into what the hell is going on in their personal life.
Because you're the only one that listens and gives.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I have to, because I have so many situations that I don't know if any of y'all know. I'm assuming all y'all know Rollo Tomasi, right? The Rational Male and all that stuff.
Oh, Trollo.
Yeah, Trollo. So the thing about it is, I've had probably 7 instances where I had copies of that book, and I would get into these conversations with these dudes in there, and they'd be breaking down, not necessarily crying, but it's like they don't understand, and I would have to give them the book so they can understand, so they can read it, and they would come back to me probably like a few months later telling me, yo, I understand now, after they've read the book and they've understood what the points of the book were. It's crazy. I've had dudes, E7, E8, dudes like in their 40s, talking about how I guess the ex-wife called the cops to get them removed from the house. They would go back to get their shit, and the chick will start flipping out on him and literally pull a gun on the dude. Like pull a gun just to scare him enough so that he would react, so that he can be permanently removed. Like the stories I got just for being a medic, I think I don't know what it was. I was smart enough. Maybe I was too ugly for me to get caught in some of this shit.
But pull-out game is strong, my boy.
I don't know what it is, but I like avoided so much, and I was like,
I'm no Nick
the
Cannon,
Watcher from Marvel. yeah, like I was the Watcher.
No
Like, basically, I was the dude. I was the dude that like I would see everything, and I'm watching. I'm like, yo, what the f is going on? And then I would start to put the pieces together. I would see the pattern in a lot of stuff that be going on. Whenever I got to do, there was this one guy, and he was going through a divorce. And I would be like, let me ask you some questions. Number one, did this divorce start because y'all started having these random arguments that started popping off over stupid shit? He's like, yeah. All right, here's my second question. Did your wife start running into like an old friend or old group of friends that you never heard about before, and then they started popping off and hanging out late? Yep. After hearing those 2 questions and noticing the change in the
friend
behavior,
is named Jody, my boy.
Yes.
Good old Jody.
And that's the pattern I picked up. And every time I hear someone talking about a divorce or something like that, or whatever the hell it is, I ask those 2 questions. Whenever I hear those 2 questions, I already know, oh, she's fucking cheating. Regardless of whether or not he knows that she's cheating or whatever, but I always know, hey, there's going to be a new person, or an old group of friends that pop up from the past. And then after that, then I said, hey, was it all peaceful for a while? And then you started noticing she started picking fights over small shit.
Yeah, she's just trying to find a reason to freaking drop the smoke bomb and disappear into the mist, dude. That's what she's trying to do.
I seen this post the other day. It said if you and your girl get done arguing and you think it's okay, and then she comes back 30 minutes later arguing again, it means that the board of directors, aka the group chat, did not agree.
Those
You know what's
people.
funny, guys?
I will say for the veterans or military who are in here, there are good people out there.
With me here, guys.
There are good people out there.
I'm doing a video I'm gonna drop, right? And okay. When girls are younger, when guys get left, girls move on quick, right? And then they're all mad. But guys, all these go on TikTok and look at all these 50-plus-year-old divorced chicks.
I love it.
They get mad. What's that?
I love it.
AJ, what was that? It's a podcast you and I talked about. Was it the It's Whatever? It's the True podcast, whatever it is, where it's like it's always 4 conservative dudes and they're grilling the hell out of all these OnlyFans chicks.
Yeah.
I hate those shows.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie.
No,
That's the whatever
bro,
podcast.
but it's
whatever is crazy.
They're like, I want to do me. He goes, well, you expect your husband to defend you, right? Yeah. You expect your husband to defend the house if you're broken into? Well, yeah. If somebody smacks your ass in a club, you expect them to stick up for you? Well, yeah. Then why is it so much your husband asks you not to go out looking like a hoe? And they're like, well, because I want to do what I want to do. Like, that's just,
It's good. But here, guys, this is what you do. If a chick starts acting crazy, right? In your house or whatever. If you're in a relationship or you're talking to a chick and there's any red flags, guys, here you go.
AJ,
you stupid, man.
What you gotta do? Here.
I don't know, man.
Hold on.
Homer into the weeds.
That's what you do when you pull out. You don't even finish inside. You pull out and then you drop the bomb.
Pull out doesn't work, y'all. And look, tactical. I don't know where you are, but yo, Miller Rock and we're in the DMV, man, which is in the top 5 worst STD places in the U.S., man. You go raw dog around here, man. You are rolling the dice.
AJ, look what I just sent you. I want you to look up that video.
Do you put it in the private chat?
No, I think I sent it on Facebook.
Hey,
I wanted to bring up that point from early before when you read it on the screen about the STD rate. So, like when I was in Texas, at the time, again, one of the highest STD rates in the country, that state alone. And the funny thing was, we would get these soldiers, and both of them, male and female soldiers, stupid as hell. They would come in, and they would come in with something that's curable.
It burns when I pee.
Yeah. And they'll tell me what happened, and you got to get the patient history and all that stuff. And literally, we'll give them something to help cure whatever it is they got, and then they'll leave, and then probably a few weeks later, they'll come in complaining about the same shit. And it's like, damn, are you effing serious? But then probably a few weeks ago, I sent this email to AJ. And to those of you who, I don't know if it's the same in your branches, like, do y'all do the PHA, periodic health assessment crap?
Dude, I don't know. I've been out 7 years now.
7 years? Okay. So like I think every like 2 years, if you're in, there's something called PHA, periodic health assessment,
God,
right?
Damn, I've been out 7 years. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm not
Yeah. So basically it's to track the health of the soldiers, right? And so you go through basically this whole like slide thing, and you got to click yes, I feel better, I don't have a cough, stuff like that, yada yada yada, right? So there was a page that talk about your sexual history, and I saw, and this was new from the ones that I've seen, because I moderate, meaning like I'm the one that inputs some of the information to the system, and then I basically help the soldiers like answer the questions. And so this page that talked about your sexual history, right? And I sent the email to AJ. It was a picture, And the picture was basically like, these are the factors that contribute to having an STD. And it was like 6 or 7 of them. Point number 3 was if you are a female under the age of 25. That's it. That's it.
Chris says that all the time. Chris Mike, guys. Got Chris, drop the link to your channel. Yo, Chris has said that so many damn times.
Think about it. Think about it. Like, do you
Those young girls are out there, bro.
Yeah, think about it. Like the math, like just not even just being a medic or medical person, right? How is that a factor? And then all of the other ones, all of the other points, it didn't say if you're a male under the age of, let's say, 30 or this and that. It was literally if you're just a female under the age of 25. You have to like really think like, how are these females getting that much sex to the point where it's just a factor? Meaning,
it's all the same guy.
Yeah, it's all the same dudes, man.
But it's
all the
not,
same dudes smashing.
But it's not just that. They started way younger than the average. Like, like in my life, I keep hearing 13, but it's actually younger than that. People don't even want to talk about it.
So when I was in college, there was this guy, Casey, that I knew, and not his little brother, but this kid, what he was really close to his family, so who was basically like his little brother. They were playing games in school where like it was like bingo, where you had to you cross off sex acts, right? So like this kid, I mean, he was a total Chad. Yo, one of the check boxes was get head in detention. And yo, he had just checked off the checkbox, and he was in middle school, dude. Clown world, guys. Look,
I like that. That I can understand. Go ahead, my bad.
The top 10 highest STD cities: Memphis, Tennessee, because of course, Jackson, Mississippi, big surprise. South Carolina, Columbia, Baltimore, Maryland, Philly, New Orleans, Milwaukee, Little Rock, Washington, D.C., and guys, Norfolk, Virginia, where the Navy base is.
Yeah, that's a given.
Guys, look at this. 75% of LDHD TVs find open marriages acceptable. Who is surprised?
Well, yeah, that's not even a shocker right there. Sheesh.
But guys, here, let's switch gears here real fast. I've shared this video once before, but check this out, guys. Look at this.
December,
look at this.
She filed a restraining order on him.
So this woman is talking to the lead attorney about
her lawyer.
He is left.
What about her?
Her new boyfriend, ex-wife, filed false child SA charges on him. And this is the story. Hold on. We'll just skip through it. Hold on.
When he hasn't seen the kids in almost a year, right? And she only did it out of spite because he's trying to take the steps to get rid of the house, get rid of the car. She doesn't want to work. She never works.
So her boyfriend's been paying his ex-wife's house note and car note the whole time. And then what happens? He meets the new girlfriend. She says, you shouldn't do that anymore. He drops the SA charge. There it is, right?
When they were married.
This is
wait. The ex-wife dropped the SA charge?
She initiated it.
Yeah. This woman on the right met this guy who was still paying for his ex-wife's house and car note and everything. The ex-wife was a stay-at-home mom on this girl's boyfriend's dime. Her boyfriend cut her off, and so then the ex-wife filed the grape charge.
Have you all seen that video of the mom who
kind of
told
coaching
the baby daddy that they need groceries, and he went to the store and bought groceries, and she was pissed that he didn't just send her the money?
Oh yeah,
yes,
she wanted money.
I remember
she was
that.
Screaming she wanted money.
That's right. Yeah, I need to do a video on that.
We will support some people. Yes.
Exactly. So then she did the restraining order in December, and then in March he went to Georgia for like a quick she was trying to violate him on the restraining order, which it was something that was the judge already dismissed it, and he had to go back 2 weeks later for the same thing. But I think she did that on purpose because she knew there was a warrant for his arrest for the false
and they're in Connecticut. The girl on the right's in Connecticut.
Allegations.
Whoa, what's
So while he
What
was
city?
there, it was 10 minutes literally, and as he's walking out, he gets arrested.
Yep.
Wow. So he is arrested for false allegations for, SA for, was it against his own biological child? Is that the allegation or against some other child?
His own child, she's saying, but he hasn't seen the kids in over a year.
Clown
like
world.
that never happened. He's innocent. So he's sitting in Georgia jail waiting for bond.
Now, guys, here it comes. Okay. Here it comes. Watch.
Because she knew she has to be out the house. Like she's gonna have to get out the house eventually. But I don't think she thought it all the way through because who's gonna pay it while he's in jail?
Facts.
Exactly.
Who's gonna pay it while he's in jail? Who's gonna pay the car while he's in jail? Nobody, right? So I don't think she thought it all the way through. And then I also thought that I'm thinking like once this goes to trial,
here it comes, guys.
Gonna go to jail for perjury because she's lying.
Look at his face.
She won't. No, she won't. Nice try.
Look.
Once you get those kids with those psychiatrists and child investigators and all that stuff, they're gonna know that a child cannot lie. A child cannot be vindictive. So with the child being alone in a room and they're questioning that child, it's gonna come out that she's gonna make the children lie. That's what that's all she has. She has no proof of anything.
So when you finish the age, I have.
I don't even know what my question is at this point
gotta
because
take
I'm
that
like,
L.
my boyfriend is never have one currently.
The cab is a black hole. Gwinnette's pretty good.
Now you're
all right, here's the thing. Your boyfriend is in a lot of trouble, and it's not his fault. But this is a show. This is a demonstration of what will happen when particularly women get upset. You don't see men acting out like this when men get upset. But when women get upset, they will absolutely call the law on you and have you arrested. And that can mess up your reputation. It can mess up your employment.
Watch, he's going to tell her
I mean, it can
in like a second. She ain't going to jail. Watch.
Mess up your whole life.
Yeah.
It's great that he has an attorney. Now, you said a couple things that are common sense, but they're just absolutely wrong.
Facts.
Right? You said number one that when he goes to trial and it's found out that she lied, she's going to go to jail. 99% of the time, women do not go to jail.
Look at her face. She can't believe it.
She's getting her RP. She's getting her RP.
She's getting red pilled. This is like the third time that I've shared this on a stream, you guys. And I'll drop the link to this in the chat, guys. You gotta watch.
Did we ever find out what happened with this court case? Like now, I'm like,
no, because it's still going. But
that ninja's still in jail.
At the end here, look,
it'd be hard for you to appreciate it.
Watch.
So I really want to shout you out for sticking by him and answering his calls and this and that. And he will get out and he'll beat the case. But
watch.
He's doing what he needs to do. He's hired an attorney and just stay in contact with his attorney. But it's tough. So I want to shout you out.
And I think last
way
a lawyer told him you basically could forget about
easily
it based on the fact that he got to stay there until trial and everything. He cannot come back to this life. So his job, everything is a wrap here.
Yeah, and that trial can easily take a year and a half, easly. So
a year and a half, and watch, here it comes.
Oh yeah, easily a year minimum. Easily. I mean, on a child molestation case, like it's not going to be like some 6-month thing. I mean, his situation is so. Yeah, he's going to need to find a job down here, unless he just got it like that. He's going to be down here for a year.
At least, yeah. Okay.
And and he'll probably be on an ankle monitor and all this, and he'll
look who's that.
She's gonna leave him. She's gonna leave him. She's not gonna be able to take this.
Guys,
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. I was like, she might leave him. Yeah.
Guys, and this is why.
Because a year, yeah.
And this is why, guys. This is why the red pill is so important. Because people think that us over here in the manosphere and the red pill that we're crazy, that we don't know what we're talking about. But this woman is getting red pilled in real time.
Yeah.
She's
So
understanding how unfair things are. What are you saying, bud?
no. So what I was saying is, my friend who my story gave him the confidence to go for custody. His baby mama came up with the insane idea that he had not SH but PH or PA, not SA, PA, whatever it is. Abuse, just was like, oh, you whooped them, da da. They went through child psychologists, they went through child attorneys.
Damn.
To be found that she was lying in the middle of a court case. Thankfully, he got a judge who literally said, you have control issues, so I'm going to do something to fix that, and gave him custody because the baby mama had control issues.
Wow.
But the funny part of it is that judge was the judge who made me send my kids back, but her hands were tied. It was I legally had to send them back originally. So when he told me that was the judge, I was like, oh, bro, I don't know if that's going to go well for you. But, any judge on any given day, man. So that's what I'm telling you. Everyone who's fighting for custody, you're like, oh, my dad is like, any judge on any given day, I promise you.
Yes, absolutely. Ankle monitor land. You're going to be dating a dude with an ankle monitor. Yeah, goddamn right. Goddamn right.
That her face is
She's
not
gone.
dating anyone.
She's
It is
gone.
insane. Imagine walking around with an ankle monitor in the shower because of what your ex-wife said. Imagine.
Happens every day. Now, guys, this is the lead attorney talking to some TradCon guys, some Christian rap goof.
Yeah, this
okay?
guy's a goofball. Ruslan's
This guy's everything.
Wait, AJ, before you get into that, give me like two.
What is this
2
dude's?
minutes.
What is his show? The lead attorney? Is that what it's called?
So he's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He's a very, very, very popular YouTuber, and he gives guys not legal advice, but just talks about his experiences with divorce court and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah,
so that's his
he
whole
was
thing.
He was a divorce attorney for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But let's wait.
For
So
being a male divorce attorney, I don't know. He doesn't look that old. Oh, that man looks like he's been through it all. He looks like he's been through a breeze.
Milk duds age well.
Facts.
Hey, what is it? What is it? What is it? Does it crack?
Black don't crack.
There you
Black
go.
don't
You
crack.
got it.
Milk duds don't age.
Yeah, he's in his mid to
That man
late
looks
40s though.
21.
Yeah,
Hey, he looks like he's 21, just with no hair.
Yeah, he's in his mid to late 40s. I think he's like 48 or
45.
49.
Yeah.
I would guess like 48.
Yeah.
He looks like CGA.
No, man, that's what AJ looks like. He looks good, bald.
I'm gonna. So
all right.
Speaking of, give me 2 minutes because
just
I want to tell one of my favorite false accusation stories. So I worked at a home improvement store when I was younger, and this guy, he was the department head of plumbing. He had his own plumbing business, but he sold it, and he just worked at Lowe's full time for health insurance. So he married a woman that had a daughter, and then he had 2 boys with her, and he was the breadwinner of the family.
He's married a single mom. Strike one.
Yeah, but
breadwinner.
But he
was the breadwinner, and he worked at Home Depot.
Well, no, he had a plumbing business, but he sold it, so he had a whole bunch of money from that.
Okay, all right.
So,
that's very common.
Yeah. So anyway, when his stepdaughter turned like 15, she was seeing this guy, and he's like, "This guy's a scumbag. I don't want you to see him anymore." So she wanted to go leave to see this guy. He was literally blocking the door, like, "You are not leaving the house." She's like, "I'm gonna call the cops on you." He's like, "Well, do what you gotta do." So she called the cops and said, my stepdad's doing this to me, blah blah blah. His stepdaughter had no idea what that phone call, because he thought that the police were just gonna like scare him.
Yeah, right. Guys, we all know.
Yep. So
Michael
they come
Quinn.
in.
What's up, dude?
and right when they put the handcuffs on him, she's like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "Don't worry, little girl. We're here to save you." He's like, "No. Like, and they haul him away, and she's just like, while they're hauling him away, she's like, I didn't mean it, I was lying. They're like, it's okay, honey, you're safe now. You don't have to fake the funk anymore. She was like, holy crap. So he had to bail himself out. He had to live in his brother's basement because he had a restraining order against the house. So he ended up having to get his own apartment, and they'd pay the mortgage and everything in the house. And it took about 10.5 months. Everything went through, and she was just like, I can't believe. He said, so he's telling me this whole story, and I was like, are you? I don't know if he said, look, it cost him like 15 grand, 20 grand for the lawyer and the court costs and stuff like that. He said the only thing good that came about it is his stepdaughter was just malicious the whole time he was her stepdad until after that happened. After that happened, she was an angel after that. But it just sucked that it took him going to jail.
Trade off, please.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on, man. No,
Bruh.
guys.
but
Matter of
how
fact,
many other times have they just gone with a lie when they realized they could get in trouble for lying? They just stick with it.
Yep. And then I told the story last week of this young guy at my gym. He was trying to smash this chick, and this chick was a 304, smashing everyone but him. But he was the only one that was taking her out on dates and everything.
What a simp.
It turns out that she's engaged. She goes, well, AJ, what should I do about this? I'm like, not a damn thing. That's none of your business. You know what I'm saying?
Why are people still like, people ask me like, should I pick up girls at the gym? I'm like, are you kidding me?
No.
I don't know why this.
But this guy goes to school with this chick, right? And what I'm saying is, like, he found out she was engaged, and he was like, I need to be this superhero and tell her fiance. Well, her fiance found out somehow, right? But what happened was she goes to the school, great crisis counselor, and says that homeboy was inappropriate with her. So the one dude that she didn't smash, she goes and talks to the grape counselor for, and he's in the thing, and somehow I told him, you are the luckiest dude I've ever met, because he knew the professor, so he told his side of the story. But he's all like, I win, because now everyone knows she's a 304. I said, dude, that could have been the end of your entire life.
Yep.
Your priorities are all wrong. You're trying to laugh. I said, dude, whoever you pray to, you should be thanking your lucky stars. Because what if she would have gone to Facebook?
Well,
what if she'd have put flyers up? Or called the news?
If you go to jail, what is put on your fucking ledger when you go to jail?
But not even that. It doesn't ask, have you been convicted on a job application? It says, have you ever been arrested?
Yep.
It doesn't say convicted.
You're talking about outside. I'm talking about if you go to jail for the weekend, the week, whatever, till you get your fucking date, and you're innocent. What is on your? What do they ask for every time you go to jail? Yeah. They ask for your books. What are you in for? Sexual assault. Oh, for real? You're lucky if you survive that week. Like,
yep. And the worst part about it is, for some, he didn't even get the pussy though. That's the worst part about it. Like,
come on. And here's the thing. He's all like, well, she. I was like, dude, your priorities are all wrong here. I said, dude, you literally like jumped out of a plane at 14,000 feet and survived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I was like,
the whole thing, this was literally the biggest thing that was happening in like the mid 2000s, right? The Duke Lacrosse, the Mattress Girl case,
the
Rolling Stone. That was the agenda. That whole thing about how they shifted the language and the definition of what it means to be essayed and all that stuff.
Yep. Well, now it can mean anything.
Power. Yeah, like
you have places like Australia.
How do I pull up the comments? I don't know how you comment. Someone just comment. I was trying to read it.
This one.
There you go. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, Jameson, sorry. That's what I thought it said. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was trying to read it.
No worries.
Joey
Guys,
was the fucking gym hero.
Yeah. He's the man, dude. And what's funny is he was being interviewed on this Australian show, and it was a white chick and some ethnic Australian chick, or whatever, and she's like, "Well, Joey, we understand that you're trying to do good boy, everyone. But what do you say to
horrible
to all of the people who see you? You're a big guy and you're a big white guy, you know that, and they might be intimidated. What does race have to do? Like what?
So you're saying if I'm a big black guy, I'm okay?
Yeah, clown world.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was trying to read it and it went away. So continue. I was just trying to. I thought it said Joey Swole, but I needed to see it. Yeah,
dude. Yo, here's the race card again. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I gotta pull it out. Anyone that says white guy's bad, problem solved is a knucklehead, and you don't even engage.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add to that. I've been black my whole life, and I'm telling you, you white guys have.
Wait,
rough,
are you
man.
sure? You sure you're I'm
telling you, because the thing about it is
white
here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. White guys are literally getting blamed, are like the root of all evil. When, if you look at the tangible benefits of the patriarchy, only about 20% of men in society benefit from this quote unquote patriarchy, whatever.
But who benefits? All the rest of white chicks do. White college educated chicks.
White women are the most dangerous. American white women are the most dangerous demographics on the planet because they can play every piece on the board. They can be damsels in distress. They can be strong and independent. They can be everything all at once. They can enjoy the benefits of being married to a man who's part of the patriarchy and enjoy all the benefits of being with that guy and then call him an oppressor at the same time.
None of the accountability at all.
Yep.
I remember. You want to know a perfect example of like what's going on? There's this movie. It's a 2-part movie, and I don't know if any of you ever heard of it. It's called Nymphomaniac. And
what?
Yo, I know it's
starring Mia Khalifa.
If you can find this movie, if you can find it, it's a 2-part. It's like both of them. It's like an hour and a half long, so it's 3 hours total, right? But if you ever get a chance, look it up. So the movie generally is about it's like the feminist wet dream in a sense about sex. So the movie is basically about a woman who like I guess she like gets hurt and like the dude like is an older guy, probably like in the 60s, and like he like picks her up, brings her to his house, and he's like nursing her back. And while he's nursing her back to health, she becomes conscious, and he's like, "Yo, how did you find yourself in this situation?" And so she goes back like to like when she was a young girl, and she recounts her entire life. But the premise of the movie is basically about her sexual history. So it showed her like having her first time she felt an orgasm, and then it showed her like having sex with like 5 or 6 different dudes, and then a little further throughout the movie, she like runs into this like sadist guy that like is whipping her, and she's getting sexually aroused. And then it gets to a point where there's this dude who like she was part of this group, and like they break into this guy's house, and they find out he was a kid lover, right? And she gives him a blowjob inside.
Language, dude. Language, please.
She gives him a joystick rub.
A blow pop.
There you go. She gives him a joystick rub in front of everybody. Blah blah boom, right? And as she's telling this old dude this story, and he kind of recounts like his life, right? And he was like, "Well, yeah, like I was in the war, I did this and that. I just never found time to settle down. Women didn't like me or whatever, right?" So when you get to the end of the movie, once you get to the second part, the very end, right? The dude is like basically the premise is she's a floozy, like she'll give it up to anyone. So he goes up and he's like, "Oh, I'm ready to get some." Mind you, 6 years old, and he starts rubbing her down. Remember, throughout both movies, she did it with prisoners, criminals, kid lovers, sadists, the whole 9 yards. And at the end of the movie, when he's like, "Oh, I nursed you back to health. I was a good dude. Finally, this is my chance." She looks at the dude and goes, "What the hell you doing?" Pulls out a gun and shoots him in the head, straight up.
Damn.
That's literally, in my opinion, what women want to do.
Yep, that's true.
What
that's pretty
mid
accurate.
2000s was basically about.
Yeah.
Like the whole, like, I can do whatever I want, forget the consequence, and then whenever I trip up or whenever I do something I'm not supposed to do,
It's gonna be a simp.
Yeah,
That's gonna come
Pyro,
up.
Yeah.
man. Pyro's calling in from the single mother paternity fraud capital of the world, guys. Joe, man, come on, right? Guys, we're gonna watch like a couple clips of this, and then
Yeah. Hold on. Let me go on. So I let you get into it. AJ, I know you're a huge fan of UFC. Do you know how much backlash Bryce is getting for doing his beliefs right now?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For being a Christian or whatever he is, but Muslim, they're 100. They're having a card next weekend in Abu Dhabi.
But here's the thing about it is like, okay, and I don't really like a lot of fighters that are into the whole Jesus is Lord thing, except like, Max Holloway, a couple others. But here's the thing, Bryce Mitchell, it's like he's a good-hearted, funny guy. He thinks the earth is flat, but he's harmless. Like, he's the type to where, look, he thinks the earth is flat, all this other stuff, but he'll still have you over for a friggin' pig roast or whatever that they do in Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? He's not any type of ish or phobe. He's just a fun-loving hillbilly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of my favorite people in MMA. He's just hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But people think that because he's like that he's automatically some type of ish or phobe. Or like Sean Strickland. His best friends, Chris Curtis, is black. They're best friends. They have a podcast. But people think because Sean Strickland says all types of craziness, and he's a white guy, he's some ish.
Sean Strickland voted for the orange guy. That he's some kind of ist or a phobe or something. Yeah, I hate that, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
there's a reason for that, though.
It was all about Bryce Mitchell getting back or something, because he's putting his beliefs out there. But yeah, you have all the can I say the M word? I don't know if it's a bad word or not.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it. The Muhammad people. I don't know how else you say it without getting censored. But
or you could just say I don't know. You could say maybe NOI. Because in America we call them the NOI.
The
how about the Abu Dhabi people? How about that? The Abu Dhabi people. They can say
no, but it's not even about religion, because did you see Benil Dariush said Jesus in Abu Dhabi and no one said anything, but he's Persian, he's from Iran, so they didn't say anything.
He's
notice
Catholic.
that
He's Catholic, bro.
But Benil Dariush, though, he literally was
Catholic. Dariush is actually Catholic. Do you know that? He's Catholic.
What I'm saying is that it's not about religion; it's about who's saying it. Because how many times has Tony Ferguson and
people have came out and said, but Allah gave me this peace, but what do you mean?
I get it, but what I'm saying is it's not about religion. It's about the gender and the skin color of the guy saying the religion.
Yeah,
I agree halfway with what you said, right? And I did agree part of it.
And I'm just gonna start spitting,
I agree halfway with what you said. I think part of it, what was it, a few years ago when they did the Women's March, right? And you remember, I don't know if you've seen any clips of this where they showed the pictures of the women and they did the call, the morning call to prayer sort of thing, and they showed the women looking up and smiling. It's kind of weird. It's like, culturally speaking, that would not float within the United States in terms of the Constitution, like, your freedoms and stuff like that, right? Because if you're a woman in that part of the world, you wouldn't be allowed to do half the stuff that you do over here. So I think it really has to do with them supporting anything that is counter to what makes up the country, like the pillars of the country.
But to their own detriment, because you guys saw that big. See, here's the thing about the wokey wokes, though, right? See, the wokey wokes don't want to not be any type of ist or phobe, so they support the Islam, right? Not knowing what's that. But the immigrants from countries where that's the main are diametrically opposed to what the wokey wokes believe. For instance,
because the point is to destroy the country, though. That's the point. It doesn't matter. It's not about morals and ethics in terms of following the ethical aspect of them being like inclusive. It's about inviting every anti or counter to what makes up the country.
But I guess
culture, religion.
That's the point that I was trying to make. Look. Is this? If you look at places like Ethiopia, back in the day, Palestine, right? People, Ethiopian, Jewish people, Muslims, and Christians live together just fine. Okay, there are places in the world where for thousands of years those peoples got along just fine for centuries. There's even places in the United States where they get along just fine. The point that I'm trying to make is I have a echo from someone. I don't know who it is.
Well, let me check.
But anyways, what I'm saying is that the wokey woke say, "Oh, we want these people here," but in California, did you see all those Armenian immigrants were protesting all the LDHD TV Transformer school district stuff, and all of a sudden they had like no defense against because they don't want to seem like they're Islamophobic.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Hold on. Can we go back to your alphabets that you just said?
LDHD.
You can't say it. So you got to say.
No, I know
LDS.
what you're saying, but I was not expecting.
Yeah,
I just
Betty
lost it.
Bachelor coined that one.
Yeah,
Said,
but
LGBT.
how funny is it that they'll show out for these people that immigrate from these countries that are anti-LDHD TV, anti-transformer, anti-ephenism, but they won't say anything because they don't want to be Islamophobic.
There was actually
because it has nothing to do with
news
that.
clip, and it was in England, and they're talking about the first person was on the English news talking about the influx of immigrants from Middle Eastern countries, refugees and stuff, and this person was trying to defend it. He's like, why is it that so many of the successful Middle Eastern countries didn't want to take in any refugees from Syria and other countries? Why is it that you guys come here and you feel a sense of pride of like converting people to your religion, and you're not, you're like religious pride. But if you think about it, like the richest country, I'm not going to say names, the richest Muslim countries in the Middle East didn't take a single refugee. Why is that? So your countries in the Middle East can be exclusionary, but like European countries can't.
Facts.
And
Absolute facts.
Pyro. Blue hair.
Now, guys, we're gonna watch a little bit of this, but a Miller
Pyro,
after this.
I promise you can outrun them. I promise. You can outrun them.
Guys. Speaking of that, I'm gonna drop my the link to my other channel, 50304s, guys. We have we did a live stream because I do a live stream once a week called 50304s. You guys, do you remember when there was that majestic zoo creature that was banned from Starbucks, and the cops caught her, and then she tried to run, and she got like 3 steps. Because she was so slow.
No, I've never heard
like,
of it.
and the cop went, and just tackled her. Oh, guys, I'm gonna drop one tomorrow. This female cop that's like 300 pounds. She tries to chase the shoplifting suspect and trips and falls and knocks herself out, dude. Oh man!
Oh Lord, that's crazy.
Man. Now, guys, this is the ultimate example of a tradcon, and the lead attorney, he's more purple pill. He has red pill tendencies, right? But he's not like he's in the manosphere, but he doesn't call himself really red pill. But he does make a lot of points because he's seen what divorce does, right? So
he doesn't try to disconnect completely. Yeah.
I think that's very counterintuitive. Guys, most divorce attorneys will tell men not to fight for their children.
Why?
Because most men, if they fight for their children, will not get their children.
There it is. And this guy has spent the last 5 minutes saying, "Well, I looked at the numbers, and 90% of all the cases that go to court."
The clown on the right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, 90% of all the cases that actually go to court, men get custody, blah, blah. Men get either 50-50 custody, blah, 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 blah. But he goes, but it's funny that men shouldn't have to fight for 50-50 custody. And then he says also, too, you're the ones that go to court are cases like Millie Rocks where they're so good that the lawyer says, you know what, you have a case, but that's a small percentage of cases. That's why only like 5% of the cases even get to court, because lawyers know, like, dude, you don't have a case at all. And let's see what.
This is very complex.
Sorry, pause it. Why don't these fucking attorneys tell these ladies they don't have a case, even like with no physical proof? It's by word of mouth. Why is that?
What do you mean?
The money they can get from them, though.
Wait.
They want the money. I mean,
yeah.
take my ex, for example. She's $3,000 deep and trying to sue me for parentage and has not even got an ordered DNA test
I get
yet.
that point. Why don't these lawyers or judges or whatever say, hey, there's no real proof here.
Proof of
Why
what?
are you going for SH charges, SA charges,
Because believe all women.
Right.
They don't need evidence.
That is the root of all things wrong with this court system.
Exactly. And what we're saying to men is no, they're not, because they're never going to fix it.
There's too much money to
There's
make.
too much money.
No,
it's a business.
It's way too much.
Yes.
Hold up.
Wait. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Child support, alimony. The federal government matches the state 66 cents on the dollar for every dollar that they collect for child support and alimony, and the judge gets a percentage of that money. Why would they change it? Why?
So hold up. So I say this in every like video that I jump in on, right?
Is that proven?
We're starting it.
Yes.
Yes.
We're starting to see
in the law.
Yeah, we're starting to see, like, in individual states where they're pushing for legislation, whether it's paternity fraud, lifetime alimony. We're starting to see it. I think the leadership all over the country, like in certain aspects of the country, they starting to see that this is damaging families. So you're going to start seeing little sparks here and there where legislation is getting pushed through little by little in order to correct the problem. We're not seeing big waves like, oh, this section of the country or that section, but you're seeing like, what is it, Tennessee? What was it? There's like three major ones, like child custody,
Tennessee,
the DNA paternity, the paternity test, and what's the other one?
But that's changed. That's like saying, oh, I'm getting kicked in the nuts with a regular boot, not a steel toe boot.
No, I get you, but
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but people are starting.
Wait, I just saw something. I don't remember what state it was, but wasn't there a state that didn't allow men to put their name on a birth certificate without a DNA test or something?
Tennessee. That's Tennessee.
Yeah, and so and what's what's good about that one is that, so let's say the you can't put your name on the birth certificate. The other thing is, let's say she had a one night stand, right, with a dude and got pregnant by him. She still can't get him because the stipulation is that the dude has to be a significant person in that
Yeah.
child's life
What
in
state
order
is that?
for them to
What
put the
state is
name. I think he said Tennessee. I think.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I'm not too sure.
Tennessee. Yep. Yep.
Yes,
But
it's Tennessee.
But yeah, guys, don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Wait on the laws to change. All you can do, guys, is adjust your own behavior. You got to change the laws in your mind, man, and don't put yourself in that situation in the first place. That's like Texas. I actually think that the most based divorce laws and child support laws are in Missouri. They have the lowest child support, like max amount to pay, and then Texas, I think the maximum amount that a custodial parent can get in child support is $2,800. That's why Elon Musk had all of his kids in Texas.
Isn't
It's even less, I believe, because they say the max salary is like 90,000 that they can charge child support against in Texas.
Nice.
Damn, Elon Musk is a strategist, yo.
Yeah, he's a genius, man.
He a baller.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone
He
hates
ain't
him.
paid nothing. He's still a baller.
But here,
let me fly you out to Texas, baby. Let's
So
Wait,
let me
but
tell you
aren't
something
these
about a
kids
divorce.
named like weird as shit.
Yeah, like XY dot dash -1. The other one's name
Money sign, yeah.
The other one's name is up, down, left, right, BA select star.
Divorce case. Divorce cases can be, most divorce cases are fairly cheap, relatively speaking. I mean, it's not these Dr. Dre types of divorces, right?
Sure.
Most divorces you can get resolved for under 15 grand. You can. There's one type of case that you can never get resolved for 15 grand. It is the most expensive type of case that a regular person is going to have.
Yep.
And that type of case is a custody battle.
Yep.
And when you talk about custody battles, those things can get easily 35, 50, 75, 115.
The craziest part about this guy, guys, is that if I would not try and argue this stuff with a 20-year divorce attorney. Okay, this makes me trying to argue physics with a physicist, right? What do I know? This knucklehead right here is going to argue this with this guy.
Now, imagine you're a man and you've got four credit cards, and you come to me and you say, Lee, listen, I make $60,000 a year, but I want to fight for my 2 kids. And you're going to tell me the facts of your case, and you got a little something. You got some arguments. But it's going to be a real battle because the judges are biased against men. And so we're going to have to put up a ton of evidence. Mm-hmm. What are we going to have to put up? Well, we got to do discovery. That's going to cost you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. We got to take her deposition. Mm-hmm. But then we also need to get the kids some counseling. And we need to get some experts on the case. We need to get the psychiatrist. We need to get the kids evaluated. We need all their reports.
And the dad's paying for this the whole time, not the mom.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yep.
Need for these experts to show up to court. Mm-hmm. And so you can make $60,000 a year, and I can run up your bill to 80 grand, which you cannot afford.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell you, I have to say,
Hey,
listen.
Jay, can you hit pause? Can you hit pause?
Yeah.
So for anyone going through it, you will, because it happened to me. Her lawyer also thought that they were going to get off with the fact that I didn't have cause for it. So they were just going to run up my lawyer bill and try and get me to cover her lawyer bill.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone going through it, I promise you, follow your lawyer's advice as long as you trust them. Like that, they're like, my lawyer's like, look, you know, they were supposed to submit a bunch of fucking papers that they never did. Like, she was collecting SNAP for the kids, like SNAP food benefits when she couldn't. She didn't have kids. She didn't submit the paperwork. My lawyer submitted it twice to them asking for it. They never did. And like, look, you're just wasting money keeping going for it. Pick your smart battles when you're going for it, because that is a lawyer tactic to run up your bill, bury you in your own lawyer bills, so that way you can't go for the real diamonds that they're hiding. Pick your battles with it. Pick your battles. If it's, hey, they're not submitting their bank statements for the last month. Okay, but we have their last 6. Fine, take that W right there when you can get it. Everything else, just pick your battles with it. Follow your lawyer's advice, as long as they're not like, oh, you need to fight for this, fight for this. Most lawyers will always, because they're legally obligated, go in the best interest of you. My lawyer's like, look, you don't need to keep going for it. Like, we'll find something else. Everyone else who I've known who's gone through is like, my lawyer said to focus on this instead of this. It's true. As long as you feel like you have a good case, your lawyer backs you, don't get caught up in the little things. Like, I'm like, hey, I need this paperwork from you. Her lawyer didn't send it for 3 months. I asked twice. I was like, but in asking twice, that cost me, what is it, $3.50 an hour? My lawyer's $4.25 an hour. 2 hours of work. That's $900 almost. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to keep asking for it. You didn't do it. That'll come out in court that you didn't submit that paperwork. Pick your battles. Sorry, did you go ahead?
Crazy.
You got a little something. But if I had to say whether you're going to win or lose, I don't think it's 50%. There are attorneys who will tell you, listen, pay me the $80,000, just put it all on all your credit cards, and I'm really going to try, and we're probably going to win. And what happens when you lose? They're going to look at you and say, well, we tried. We gave it the college try.
Yep.
Then they're going to take their $80,000, that $80,000 you paid them, and they're going to fix their house and put their kids through a couple of semesters of college. Good attorneys don't do that. Good attorneys do the opposite. Good attorneys say, listen.
This TradCon idiot's like, well, men just don't want to take care of their kids. That's why. That's why men don't fight. That's why a real man would step up. And that's why guys like me and Chris and Robin's Fly talk about these TradCon idiots, man. It'd be like saying, well, all these other guys got their arms chopped off by putting their hand in that hole over there. But real men would just keep putting their hands in that hole. It's like, are you stupid? Like, what are you talking about?
What's going to happen when I start charging this $80,000? You get up to $30,000, and you're going to come to me and tell me, you're going to say, Lee, I ain't got no money. What I'm going to do? You know, I'm going to do, Ruslan? I'm going to drop you as a fucking client.
Yep.
Because I don't work for free.
Exactly.
So now I've got your $30,000.
Yep.
But your trial isn't going to come for a year and a half. That means you got to get up another $30,000.
There you go.
You got to get on another attorney's plan to pay for the case. So we attorneys tell you, listen, do not fight for custody if you cannot afford to do it. And a custody case is it's one of the most expensive cases that a man will ever have, and a normal man, not some NBA player. Or
AJ, pause it.
And
what's that, man?
I promise you, I'm a single dad living at home. I moved home with my mom for support with my kids as a single dad. I promise you, don't fucking listen to this. It is expensive. But if you feel you have a good case, if you feel you're being shut out, who's the one here who's trying to go for 35 or 50%?
It's me, C. Robbins.
Don't fucking listen to this dude right now about this. It's not worth it. It's fucking worth it. It's your kids. It's not worth it if you have a DWI, you have all this other shit going against you. But to fight for any part of your kid's life, to have any fucking 50-50, to have any medical, legal, whatever part of it, you go for it. I'm still at home. I'm still paying $25,000 down to my lawyers.
I think that you're missing the point, right? Because the point.
He's saying run it up. He's saying as a lawyer you can run it up. I'm saying
no. The lead attorney's saying take what the court gives you, right, and then do your best after that, right?
But here's the thing: you have one shot at it. You really have one shot. When you start that ball rolling, you have one shot at it.
But here's the thing. Okay, here.
But if you give up,
Miller Rock, here. No, you can't. Okay, here you go. Everything is about informed choice. You are the exception talking about the rule. You are the exception talking as the rule.
No. Okay? I'm not. So I apologize.
Listen. You hold on. Wait. You might look, and that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because you are the unicorn. Okay, you are the rarity. Statistics, facts, data show that what you've done is not common at all. What your friend did is not common at all. But for millions of other guys out there, it went the other way and they got fucked.
But my issue with it is this: the whole don't try it. even if you don't get custody, even if you don't get 50-50, you get 60-40, whatever, you get to at least have a fucking input.
But what he's saying is that because once he keeps going, he's going to say to take what the court will give you, because you're probably going to get that anyways, but just not be $70,000 in debt. By you losing, it's just going to say that the court's going to just make the decision that they're going to make anyways. He's not saying to just never see your kids again. He's saying that you're.
No, but he's saying take what they give you, and you know what?
Which
Here's
is
the thing,
9
but
times
how
out of
many
10.
how many dads have taken that? How many dads have taken the every other weekend or 1 weekend a month?
Because that's what most dads get anyways.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Can I make a comment?
Dude, I promise you this.
You can promise all you want, but until data and statistics.
But you need to change that. And how do you change
How?
Here's how you fucking change it. By not having people fucking give up. You know what can replace fucking money? You know what can?
F-bombs, guys,
You know
please.
what can be
F-bombs,
replaced?
no F-bombs anymore, please.
Sorry,
It'll get the stream.
Sorry, dude. It's the Navy in me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is we are trying to
the
give.
court will give you the little bit. The issue is
which is what most guys get.
But that's what started to get us to this point, dog. The point is, men give up.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Give to them.
No, they don't. More men fight statistically than men who don't, and they lose anyways.
Right. But
men
just saying put your head in the sand, take what's given you. That's not how this changes.
What you're missing the point. He's saying that there are guys who do spend all the money and they get the same results as the guys who don't fight. It's a roll of the dice.
All right, Al, AJ, and how do you change it?
Hold on. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Wait. Can I ask a question? So, is the lead attorney kind of saying this in the perspective of like, at that moment, as far as that case is concerned, you take it and then you use your money and your resources in a way that you can combat it later on? Or is he just saying, nah, there's no point in trying to fight this at all?
But that's the thing, bro, is when you get that ball rolling, you get one shot at it as a dad.
And 9 times out of 10, the court's just going to go with what it wants to go with anyways.
Right.
So you're going to get your hand chopped off anyways. So are you gonna chop off both arms or just lose the one arm? Is what he's saying, guys. We all know. Guys, let's get down to brass tacks. We all know that fathers get screwed over in custody.
And that's my issue is because so many fathers cave in, bro.
No. So here, do you think that most fathers want to see their kids? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
it's true.
No, if you have to pause. All right, man.
I gotta go. I'm gonna let this Doug MP come back on if he wants. Love talking to y'all. Take care. Have a good night.
Yeah,
gentlemen.
all right, man.
I'll take care, bro.
But any person that thinks that fathers every day don't, dude, I've been to the county courthouse and I've walked past the family court. I've seen guys get screwed over trying to fight for their kids. Have you seen how depressed these guys look in court, or how angry they are coming out of family court? Every guys go to the Montgomery County Courthouse on a Tuesday. That's when they have a lot of watch.
Yeah.
Guys fight every single, but they're ice skating uphill. And you're trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, guys, look. First of all, don't end up in this situation in the first place. All right, guys, because we're talking about the way things should be and not the way things are. What I'm saying is we can try and Harry Potter, Abracadabra, and change things all we want. The shit's not going to change. The court is always going to screw guys over because they want the money. They want the child support and they want the alimony. If Chris Mike and his baby mom, not that he has one, but end up settling stuff out of court, ain't no money in it. The lawyers don't get paid. The judge don't get paid. The state don't get. It's an agenda.
And I agree.
And you're trying to say that men should play the game and give their money away to this machine that's meant to suck the money and the souls out of them.
Right. My issue is what the lawyer's saying. Pick a fight for another day. You don't get another day as a man. You go all in. You leave it
and
there.
Then you lose. 9 times out of 10, you lose.
Yes, you'll lose, but instead of like the lawyer's telling you to do right now to pack it in for a later date, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but it doesn't work the regular way either. So now what?
Your case stays open even after you have.
You have a date with a judge. You write
Clown
it
world.
Point.
Okay, if you
have
knew
a date with a judge, you run it to that point. You don't pack it in.
No,
they say,
you are trying to tell men to play a losing game, and until the
losing game is court regardless, dog.
Yeah, and why are you saying that guys should go to Atlantic City and put all their money on black and roll? Why?
Because you only get one shot at it. You don't get to go back to Atlantic City. That's my point.
That's not making sense.
Go back to Atlantic City.
Guys, drop a 1 if you would if you would do this. Here, hold on. Wait,
Can we pause for a second?
Here's my issue. You're in it, right? You're a month away from court. They're dropping all these prices on you, all these court fees, lawyer fees. You're gonna pack it in there and go back through it 10 years later? No,
you're just gonna take what the court gives you and just do your best.
Because here's what you're missing, AJ. You're missing the biggest point. What is filed and going into that court hearing that you filed for, you're fighting for, and then you eventually pack it in. Everything that you're fighting for, they gave you the shot that you're like, oh, I have a chance.
That you have a 90% chance of losing.
Anymore after that.
Clown world, dude. You are the unicorn talking to other men and saying you could be the unicorn too.
In general,
in general, men. Someone help. Am I crazy here? Like,
I actually think you're both wrong. I think you're both wrong. It's very nuanced and it's a state by state basis. A lot of states, like, you won't even make it to trial. The judge that's assigned on my case where I'm at, my attorney told me that she has a settled in mediation rate of 95%.
I understand that, but Robin's Fly, are you the exception or are you the rule?
No. I don't want to be the exception. My issue is this.
But you are. It doesn't matter. You are.
What you're not listening to. If you have a good
clown world, dude, clown world.
No, it's not clown. If you have a good case and you're going through it, and then you get about a month, 2 months before trial, you start to go through the mediation process to get there. Everything that you have, everything that gave you, she had a DUI, all this other shit that gave you the thought that you had a fucking chance. If you settle at that point, everything that was brought into that motion originally is no longer admissible. That's what I mean. If you're there and you're close to the finish line, you don't fucking pack it in. If you're close to the finish line, because every evidence you have
guys,
up to that point.
Okay, we're on A plus. Okay, this is A plus B equals C. Guys, we're talking about A, B, C. We're on A. The majority is court is against men. Men get fucked.
Yes, and I agree to that.
And you're saying that I skate uphill and pray that you make it to the top. And I'm saying clown world.
Okay,
it's not a clown world.
Okay. Hold on. Hey, calm down. I have a friend, right? And he found out he had a one-night stand with this woman and moved across the country for a job, right? And this woman said, "Hey, a year later, this woman said, "Hey, I have this baby, and this couple, this rich couple, I'm gonna give your baby to this rich couple for $30,000. I need the money, and it's probably your child." So he had a DNA test. It was his child. He took out $150,000 from his retirement to fight the ruling, the adoption of this rich couple to get his child, and he lost $150,000. Right?
And now his son's being raised by some other couple when he wanted his child. He went to court. He did everything, and the judge said, and just gave the baby to someone else. That's what happens to regular guys in court every damn day.
AJ.
Wait. would he have been better off just accepting the adoption and maybe keeping that $100,000 for his son's college? Maybe having
Make a new
something
kid.
for him. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
but-
Just make a new kid.
But you're
AJ,
not
I think
understanding.
you took
You're not
me
understanding.
You took me out of context. If you're fighting and your best chances now, you bring out all the evidence, right? The mediator says, "Hey, it's not you, but you have a chance. You don't pack it in there." I think I don't want you to go for broke if you're fighting against.
Would you jump out of a plane with
the
only,
same odds?
But the issue is this. But
No.
you're not listening to the legal part of
No,
it.
because
Everything
that's
you
what you're
bring into
saying.
that
You're saying jump out of the plane with a 10% chance, and just if you hit the ground, oh well, you fought the good fight. No,
bro.
Look,
Okay, all right, if you
we
don't
have-
jump out of that fucking plane at the 10% chance, then you're gonna ride the plane till crash at 100% with nothing ever changing.
No,
if you
no,
have
no,
all
no.
your eggs in one
No,
basket,
world.
you have
Clown world.
no.
It's
Because here's
not
the
a clown
thing.
world. It's
Pyro. Hold on, Pyro. You are in the bastard child capital of the world. You're in the paternity court, the paternity fraud capital. What do you think, man?
All I'm saying is, bro, it doesn't make any sense you try to fight, bro. It is a 100% loss. I've seen it happen over here as well.
It's not. But if you
literally
AJ, you missed my point. If you have a good case and you bring everything forward to that point,
Even your premise right there is wrong because most men don't have a good case. That's what you're not understanding.
Right.
You,
And, okay, but
you're
that's
setting
my-
these
what he's
conditions
saying
that
is
automatically make it.
if you have
the
a
exception.
decent case, you have a decent
What if you
case,
don't?
go from
What if you don't?
60-40 to 50-50. You don't pack it in
But
when you're there.
think about
Because
this. Hold on,
everything-
hold on. But this is the messed up part. You're talking about even fighting to get 50-50 custody. Think about how crazy you should get 50-50 from the jump. And you're saying that men need to even fight to even get what they deserve from the
What
jump.
I'm saying is, what you're not understanding the legal part. Everything you bring forward from the first drop of going through a custody battle is no longer null and void when you fucking tuck tail and cave. So it is you go for it, you jump out with a 10% chance, or you fucking ride the plane to 100%.
And you just let the court do what it was going to do. Anyways, maybe you might get 50-50. Maybe you might get 30.
I wanted to ask Millie, but wouldn't it be better if men don't put money in the system and just, you know what I mean? Wouldn't things actually change
If you don't
we
put
all
money in the
collectively?
system, if you don't put money in the system, then their lawyers or the courts are going to run away with everything. That you're not fighting it. They will take you for fucking everything.
That's
But I'm just
true.
saying,
Chris Mike makes a good point. There's an incentive for them to get the money out of you, so you're doing what they want by
Because
giving them all the money.
And most men fight in general.
So the reason why the judge sides with the women is because they're getting money from the men. So the best thing to do to make things change is not do what they want you to do. Is to change men's behavior so that there's no economic incentive anymore.
Let your hands go. Thank you, Jameson.
You know what? You know what? Hey,
You let your hands
you know
go.
what? I'll take it one further. I tell guys on my channel, if a pregnancy occurs, if you had a conversation with a woman saying, I don't want to be a father, and she chooses to have a child anyway, all she's going to get from you is a check and you move forward. That's it. You know what? Let
Direct
the kid
deposit.
go. How about that? Let the kid go.
That's what Tommy Sotomayor said a while back.
You ever tried, you know what?
And watch this. I used to disagree, but as I got older, I understand what he's saying. And once you start understanding what happens,
if the woman
okay.
Or imagine.
That is if it's reversed. I don't want to be involved, but yet you're legally responsible.
Yeah, so you do what's legally
Why?
responsible. So you stay out of jail. Because I would say, guys, I wish some 17 or 18-year-old kid would come knocking on my door after all these years and say, "Oh, AJ, you're my daddy." I'd say, you know what, son? Can you take three steps back? And I slammed the door right in their motherfucker's face.
AJ, I don't know if you noticed it, man, in person, but I have a little bit of brown tint to me, so I'm meaning to tell you.
Seriously, man. But yeah, but hold on, guys. Hold on. Listen.
Then they lose
Well,
because
look.
what happens when they lose the $75,000? Now I've got their $75,000, and now guess what? They have to turn around and pay child support.
Yeah.
You got to turn around and pay.
Yeah.
With what money? Right? Because I've already cleaned out their life savings. So good attorneys, we say,
that's a
listen.
part I agree on 100%.
Instead of doing this whole $75,000 thing, what I can do is try to fight to get the most visitation
Yes.
that I can.
Okay. I apologize for my rant.
And
I didn't get to this point. I apologize. Continue.
It's all good.
Most fathers are like, okay, because I can't afford to enter into an unfair trial, lose, and then turn around and pay child support money with money that I just don't have.
Bro, I want to know where you're at.
Now, what's interesting? The interesting thing you say is the more the man gets closer to court, the more the man has opportunities to win. Why is that? Do you know why that is? Because if I'm representing a husband, there are cases where I'm like, no, fuck this lady. We're going to get these kids. She's neglecting them. She's not taking care of them.
Here we go.
She's doing this. She's touching them. She's not doing the things that she's supposed to do. We have a good case. We're like, oh, I don't know. No, let's go to court. The cases that go to court are the strongest cases.
Right.
You're thinking that the cases that go to court are equally strong as the cases that don't. And that's where you're missing.
Yep.
The cases that actually get to the trial, those are the cases that the men have the best chances of winning.
Fact.
So you're looking at the cream of the crop and assuming that the cream of the crop is reflective of the base of the pyramid. It's reflective of all the other cases. Now you wouldn't know that, right? Because you're just looking at the numbers. The numbers
also,
don't.
too, this is mirroring what he says.
I apologize. I was
Millie,
wrong.
Millie, no,
I
you're
was
fine,
wrong.
Millie. You said what your what your ex did. Your daughters were not taken care of. All right? You basically, it took that for you to get custody.
Yeah.
It took that. That's the horrific stuff that had to happen. That's when society. That's what it takes for society to do the right thing and consider giving the guy custody. And he actually says this here in this.
Tell you which are the strongest cases and which are the weakest cases.
Right. Well, assuming that the strongest cases, the men are even acting towards wanting custody, 50-50 custody or full custody.
There it is. Tradcons. Dude, all men, well, 90%, most men want to see their effing kids. And this knucklehead right here has this whole thing where this guy, he also later on in this conversation says, why do you got to put all this on the women, blah, 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 right? He's one of those where men are the downfall of society. Men do this, men do that. Men need to man up when even, was it Malcolm X said it the best? Society can raise no higher than the ethics of its women, right? That's what it said, because women are the first teachers of children. Women they create the standards for so many things, and that somehow we live in this effing society where men are just supposed to be able to man up and control women. And how do you propose we do that? You can't even go up and talk to a chick nowadays without. And they honestly think that somehow men can man up. Get the.
And I was gonna say,
that's
like,
assuming that in the bottom 90%.
What's that?
Yeah, I was gonna say that Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro,
yeah,
who they all have that same message.
Yep.
Matt Walsh, man. Matt Walsh made me so mad.
Yep.
Oh my God.
What happened there?
Matt Walsh is too far right.
Clown world, dude. Clown world. No, you guys. Oh no, hold on, guys. I just saw. Does anyone watch Rattlesnake TV? The British guy who was that?
That sounds familiar as hell.
He had a thing with that Neil deGrasse douchebag, right? Neil deGrasse, Tyson chicken nuggets, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson. Do you remember he had the whole
like the Earth flat and shit? That dude?
Yeah, yo. He had the whole like allegations of him getting handsy with girls back in the day, and you guys know what he did in response? Now he's a wokey. He was arguing with these guys about transformers transformers and how transformers should be in women's sports and how biology doesn't matter. And he's Mr. Science
Wait,
guy.
he said
He's
that
Mr.
shit?
Yes.
I didn't know that Doug Rice said that shit.
Dude,
Hey, Robbins, message me independently, bro. For real.
Yo, it was a reaction to these allegations. I'll try and find it.
But to be fair, to be fair, I agree with Transformers being in girl sports.
I know. I'm kind of petty too. No. Listen.
No.
Hold on. You agree with that being in women's sports?
No.
I'm trolling. We're trolling.
A petty side.
AJ, I was about to leave your fucking chat.
No. But I'm saying this is that all these feminists say that women are better than men at everything. We're like, apparently not.
Yeah, basically,
because dudes are better than women at their sports, at their beauty pageants, and all of that. Technically.
Yeah. So basically, my point of saying that is basically is like the girls used to literally argue dudes down for saying, yeah, we shouldn't have Transformers in women's sports. Women used to actually campaign for Transformers to be in their sport, and now that the Transformers are in their sport, they want the men to save us. And I say, nah, that's my position.
Yeah. These are the same.
God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Dude, he goes on with Candace Owens all the time. White dude.
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. There was a dispute. Somebody was like, "Do you think you should have a?" It was with Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and who's the Kentucky swimmer with
Riley Gaines.
What's her name? Yeah, Riley Gaines.
And Leah
Chris Mike's best friend.
And an other. And they were like, and Riley Gaines was like, well, you having another section is just another chance for men to dominate. Because what do you not have? You can have all the Transformers you want in the world, right? What is one thing that women who are trying to trans into men not doing?
Beating men at anything.
Right. They're not competing against men in any sport.
Yeah.
Facts.
But I can tell you this though. Once again, all these feminists are like, women, and now once again, they want. This is proof once again on my petty side. Men are just better than women at everything, right? Because you see women that are, Transformers that are winning all the beauty pageants now, all this other stuff, right? It's clown world, right? And beat them in sports. So my petty side is saying, this is what you asked for.
Yeah.
This is what you voted for, right?
Yeah.
So,
they voted for this. Yeah, I was about to bring that shit up.
Yep,
I bet you. I said in my video, I bet you. I want people to research who Riley Gaines actually voted for, and people be surprised. These are not. They're not trad. I promise you, they're not trad.
Yeah, no, she voted blue. Yeah.
Percent or the bottom 99% that never see a judge. That there's men there that want it, but you're saying they're getting legal advice saying they don't want it. My buddies who went through this process didn't have attorneys. They just went through it and fought in the court system on their own behalf, right? So we agreed that the vast majority of these cases
he jumps to the conclusion that men just don't want to see their kids. And that's the whole thing about tradcons. They look at men's failings instead of saying, look, men...
They look at
it's a stupid straw man. I understand that men do not have money to be able to fight. I am fortunate. I am near a 1%er myself,
dude,
but I'm pro se.
The only reason why I even went through with it is because of the cough. All that money, I didn't save a penny of it. All that money went to funding my lawyer.
Yeah. The tradcons say that men's failings and women's failings are men's fault.
Yes. Yep. That's what
bullshit. Wrong.
That's just the thing. That's the thing that tradcons and feminists say the same thing.
Why? I want to know why is there no legal precedence yet? And I know the why, but it should be.
You don't even need to finish because of money.
Right. Why is there no, like, if a man finds out that a child that's been his for 18 years, 17 years, we're not going to go the Yeezy route and say 18 years isn't yours. We'll go 16 years. Or AJ, I'll find this video and I'll send it. There was somebody who was in front of a judge. It was one of the public court things. Like, it wasn't like Judge Judy, but it was something like that. The
Attorney
man
court,
in
where the
jail.
guy, he had done 5 years in jail. Yep.
5 years in jail. And
Yep.
there's nothing that came of it for the son
Yep.
that wasn't his.
Yep, that's true. Because they
He
have.
knew the whole time.
I'll tell you
is
why.
that lady not
I'll
in
tell
jail?
you why. Because there's debastardization laws where they're trying to say that someone's got to take care of these kids, and it doesn't matter who. That's like the same law to where
you can hear. There are court videos where the guy brings the DNA evidence, and the judge and the court system. So you're gonna make a bastard of this child? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yep.
Or it doesn't help that your sitting VP hides evidence in all cases. But
Oh, you mean all these black and Hispanic men are actually innocent? Let's just open my office door.
Or how about
my office desk drawer? And where did those files go?
Suppressing evidence.
Clown world, dude. I tell you. Okay, guys. This is my Kamala Harris impression. Okay, she showers up over the night, puts on her bonnet, and she says,
God.
"Lord, now I lay me down to sleep. Please let tomorrow be the day where Joe Biden doesn't wake up."
Wait. You forgot the ridiculous laugh in between.
Horrible. But yeah. So here we go.
Or even make it before a judge. The ones that do make it before a judge, the man has the higher shot in winning.
Correct.
Right.
But
right. And so you're saying, but you wouldn't give them that sort of advice. And I would say, well, why not? Why not give them that sort of advice? And do they always need an attorney in a situation like this? When again, and this is me being honest with you, I'm saying I've seen it anecdotally play out where brothers didn't have attorneys. They went in, they got their kids.
What brothers don't, dude. You aren't black, dude.
They went in, they had an argument. They said, hey, I am the primary care provider. This is how I take care of my kids. The kids want to stay with me, and they got their kids. Right. And so
But the mother was incarcerated.
You're saying, hey, the odds are in our favor, this and this and this. But I'm saying empirically speaking, the numbers don't look like that. And then if we can escalate it to that point of, hey, I'm going to go fight for my kids, it doesn't sound like it's not in the man's favor. You're saying it's a financial thing. I'm saying is that the only way to fight for your kids is you have to pay 100 bands and wipe out your life savings?
Yes.
I'm genuinely asking.
Lawyer.
What's that?
Bro, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. But no, because sometimes, like I said, bro, my ex tried to get me on the hook for fucking her lawyer bills.
Yeah.
It was that I didn't have precedence for it, so they ran up the legal bills thinking I was going to be responsible for their payment.
Yeah, and somehow you dodged it, dive and dodged it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because this fucking dude, I'm sorry, I really thought I was muted because I'm watching. I watch a lot of videos of mute, and I'm like screaming, "You're a fucking idiot!" Yeah, I'm sorry,
dude. This guy on the right, he's everything wrong, and it just clicked. You Chris Mike, he was the one that actually like. I noticed the TradCon thing, but I didn't notice it. And Chris made a video. Chris, drop your channel, please. Chris pointed this out, and it clicked. I tell you guys, in the same way that feminists talk about, and all these modern women talk about the failings of men, TradCon knuckleheads like this, and this idiot claims to be, this Christian or whatever guy, whatever, dude. He pedestalizes women. He acts like women can do no wrong. He does all the same foolishness that these blue pill morons do, dude. Don't listen to the guys like this. And here's the thing, too. I think it was Top G said that the thing that TradCons hate about guys like Greg Adams, Top G, all these guys, is that young boys would rather listen to someone like Top G, Greg Adams, right? All these other guys, because they tell the truth, and actually they have an image that young guys want to see, right? They're not just some dork like this guy sitting behind a desk talking about Jesus and putting your wife on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
And let's not get it twisted here, okay? Men are still gonna get married. Men are still gonna have kids with women. You know, they're trying to put this fear into, the red pill is gonna get like I'd say 80% of men are still gonna get married, and 80% of men are still gonna have kids. But you have to put this content out there. Here's, here's like the guy was saying about fighting for your kids. A guy's gonna either choose to or not, but he needs to have if the lead attorney hadn't said
He needs
this,
to be ready to understand what he's going to go through. Yep.
Because men,
Yeah, let me
we are creatures of action. We solve problems, but we just gone for so long without having the right instruction manual for our decisions. Understand what I'm saying? And
I'll tell you, as an attorney, my favorite case, my favorite type of case in divorce cases is when I represent the woman and the man represents himself.
Oh shit!
Your best case, your anecdotal cases, that's my favorite case. And it's not only my favorite case, it's all attorneys' favorite case.
Because the woman has the means to pay for you as an attorney, and the man doesn't have the means to pay for you or pay a.
That guy's missing the point. Bro.
I'm going unopposed. I'm going to crush you. I'm going to crush you. There's no way you can't.
Yeah.
My friend, who I gave the courage to do it, he went and he filed. He did all that, and they're still going through it. Even now that he has custody, she's filing a rebuttal and whatever. She didn't have the legal means to keep her attorney. And when it went to court, because she thought he would cave, he didn't. He's now moved back home for it. She's now filing a new case that she didn't have representation. She fired her attorney because her attorney, what's it called? Excused themselves.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't pay. Mm-hmm. And that's the part is like what he just said is true. My friend's lawyer picked her apart, and she was asking for forgiveness from the judge. She didn't have this paperwork, this, da. It's the same thing. If you're a man, you're going through it, hire an attorney.
Yep.
Don't
But
represent
that's
yourself.
just the thing,
Do
guys.
not do it.
Watch my playlist of videos of courtroom madness, man, where these guys, I'm telling you, they go to Kinko's, make their copies, and get a manila folder, man. Don't do it. Here's the thing. What do they always say? A man who represents himself in court has a fool for a client. Facts. Absolute facts.
Deal with AV, who's in law school. Like a regular person can't go up against a law school student. And I've graduated law school, passed the bar, and been practicing for 20 years.
So we're talking about the 1.5% of cases where the woman has the means to hire someone like you, spend 70 bands to escalate it, to get it before a judge.
No. Where's that woman's means coming from? The child support.
No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about cases where the father opts to not hire an attorney,
which is on the father.
Correct.
Right. No, I'm sorry. You're
making a straw man here.
No, this guy's on the father if he's paying child support and that's going to the attorney. How is that on the father?
He's saying man bad. Man must do better. It's not the system's fault. Man's fault. Man bad. Man should step up. Man up.
It's a trad con argument.
What did Akbar say from Return of the Jedi? It's a trap.
We backed up. I thought we were talking about cases with the.
I don't care if you get, because some states, like my ex couldn't file for it because the custody's in Maryland. She's not a Maryland resident. You can get a public attorney, kind of, in some states if it's in the same state. Like females can do that, and they'll get an attorney. Or they'll do it, and because they don't make whatever they get a.
Guys, hold on, guys, drop a like on the stream. It really helps. We'll put the all-knowing algorithm. I'd appreciate that. What were you saying?
That it depends on the state, and if they're a resident. If you're fighting somebody who's out of state, they have to find an attorney. They do not qualify for in-state assistance, like a court-appointed attorney.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if you're fighting like state to state.
Guys, quick sidebar. I know that. Look, we're almost done here, but look at this, guys. Did you guys see this?
I saw that game today. I saw
Hey, pull up Dallas. Dallas lost to a team that the Giants were losing 20-0 and the Redskins were losing 21-3 at halftime.
It was the Cardinals that they lost to?
Yep.
Yeah, they lost to the Cardinals. How was that possible?
And
They're trying to lose.
they are still Super Bowl favorites.
Look at that. Oh yeah, but that's every year. We them boys.
Every year.
It's our year. But look at this. Guys, the Broncos should have let
I'm 30 years old. They have 4 playoff wins in 30 years, and yet they're still
guys. They should have let the Broncos cheerleaders play. After
70 to 20 is crazy.
Come on, guys.
They should have let the Carolina Panthers cheerleaders play because they have the
Transformer.
The Transformer. Yeah.
guys. All right, Millie Robbins fly. I haven't asked you guys yet. Out of Prince Harry, Will Smith, Dwayne Wade, who else? And Russell Wilson. Who's the biggest simp? Rank them in order.
Oh wait. Say those choices again.
Will Smith, Dwayne Wade, Prince Harry, or Russell Wilson.
Are we going 1 to 4? Like 1 is the biggest, or 4 is the biggest?
The biggest. Yeah.
Harry is pretty high.
No. It is Dwayne because he lets his son become a Transformer.
I agree with that. Sure.
That's what I said. Thank you.
I disagree with that though.
No, it is Wade because
that's really weak. I didn't know that.
Because my issue with Wade is this: what did Wade do that every man wishes they did? That every man who has kids did. He fought for custody. He won. His ex became homeless, and his ex became homeless, and then was asking for money from him after he got the contract. After getting custody of the kids,
keep it going.
But yet he let his new wife coerce him into backing the Transformer. So that's 1. 2 is Will, because on the biggest stage, he laughed originally at the joke. And then when he saw G.I. Jane was mad, he went at 6'3", 225, assaulted a 6 foot, 175 comedian. So that's 2. I think Harry is 3 or 4. What's the other option? What was the last one?
Russell Wilson.
Russ is 4 only because he moved to Denver. He didn't go to LA. He did not. Yes, I understand that Sierra is a big thing in it, but he did not go.
A single mom, dude. He married a fucking single mom. And bro.
But what did Russ do?
What did he do? Let me give you the knockout punch. Let me give you the knockout punch. His stepson's name, his stepson's literal name is Future Junior.
Right. But
first of all, I think
he didn't go to LA. He didn't go to any of the other like big media circuses. He went to Denver. So I think it goes Dwayne 1 because Dwayne 1, he's the American dream. He's the dad who won custody, made the mom go on was homeless. Then it's Will. Then it's Harry. I don't even think Harry did it. Which one's Harry?
No,
Prince Harry.
No. Prince Harry walked away from his royal crown for some bitch.
For a straggled divorce.
No, you walk away from all the shit that England's going on because he knew what his uncle or his dad was.
I don't give a fuck.
What does that matter?
Because hold on. Because who has connection to the flight logs? His dad does. He walked away from the royal family.
Over some bitch.
Yeah,
he walked away. I understand. Yeah, he had Meghan Markle. Yes, but what also happened? What else? Who else's name was found on the flight logs? Harry. His dad was. So he walked away from it.
Dude,
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
care.
Look, they don't in England. They don't care about that shit. They still revere the you don't like England. Those like
The world does.
they
The world
revere
reveres
that
them.
crown. They don't care that he's on the flight log. They don't care. I'm telling you. I'm
Jameson said,
110.
well, at least Russ Wilson's balling it out on the field. Oh, wait, never mind.
No, but what did Russ do besides move to Denver? He didn't do anything. I still think Russ is 4.
No. I'll say
He
Harry.
didn't do anything that's Transformers. He didn't do anything.
Russell Wilson's raising a kid named Future Junior. Okay,
Yeah, bro. That
he married a ghetto single mom. He married Future's baby mama number 5.
and Future's still smashing, I think. in my
Clown
opinion.
world.
So
Guys, and if you line up all and what when he stops, well, not even when he stops playing football because he's playing like
So where do you put it? You put Harry at 3 or at 4?
No,
I
Harry
would-
won. Harry
I
won.
would put Harry 1, Dwayne
Russell
Wade 2.
What?
I would put Dwayne Wade 2
How do you
because of
put
his
Harry
son.
at 1 when he didn't go for the political correctness? How do you put Harry at 1?
What he's king of political.
He does literally everything that Meghan Markle does. And
Yeah,
Meghan
he's
Markle
super
is
wokey
like-
woke.
Yeah, he like that's why Harry's number 1 for me. Russell Wilson number 2, Dwayne Wade and Will Smith. No, Will Smith number 3, then Dwayne Wade number 4, because I think because me I've said
Dwayne 4 when he has
Wait,
the
hold on. Let him
No,
talk.
yeah,
Let him talk.
Yeah, so I've said this before because he's brought up this question before. I believe Will Smith and Dwayne Wade are gay. Now, Dwayne Wade, I know for a fact he definitely is gay. So
That's
that
not a
I
left
believe
field.
Dwayne Wade is letting his son live out what he really wants to do. That's my opinion on that matter.
That makes
Now,
sense to me.
Will Smith, I think he is, but I think with his situation, I think what Will Smith needs to do, if he comes out the closet, people will actually give him support. And I think he does want to, but it's a struggle with him. So I believe if Will Smith comes out the closet, everything will work out for him and everybody will forgive him for smacking Chris Rock. Now, for Russell Wilson at number 2, you're raising Future's kid. That's
Bro,
ultimate
I
cuck
don't
move.
Wait, you don't understand what?
I don't understand how. Yeah, Russell may be raising Future's kid, but what is Future? Future's a man's man. He's a misogynist. That's not a simp. That's not. He's literally at the end of the spectrum.
Wait. You completely missed the point. Over here, we don't do single moms. All right.
We don't raise other men's kids.
We don't raise other men's bastard kids. We don't do it. If you don't have kids, especially if you're a successful man who you start your own family, but you don't play another man's save game. You don't do it. Why would anyone?
AJ, number 1, biggest simp move if you're a successful guy with no kids is taking over Israel.
Did Russ end up having his own kid?
No.
Now
Now he has 2 with this chick, but he's raising Future's child.
But
Clown world.
But how many times has raising another man's child you made them a better man? There's plenty of
please, no,
come on, man.
no.
You gotta just look
is
at the
the
black
way-
community, bro.
Yeah. Okay,
Save the community.
Listen,
I'm the white guy here, but
guys. This is here.
I would rather
Guys-
raise somebody else's son
No.
and have to be a man than raise my own son.
You're clown world because you know what? If you
How do you raise
listen,
someone to be a transformer? I don't understand.
listen,
that
that's
fucking
listen,
failed as a dad.
Look. Okay. If
you raise
you
another
were to
man's
take
kids,
on
you fail as a man.
a child
You
from
fail
a
as
woman,
man by raising
listen,
a transformer. What do you mean?
Listen. You fail equally. They're both bad. One isn't good. One isn't bad. They're both bad. But here's the thing, and the race card is out. So we're getting into it here. If you were to take on a woman with her child, Millie Rock, every dollar that you put towards that kid is a dollar that should be in your daughter's mouths. That should be going to their college. That should be going to your seed, your lineage. Okay? You are taking from your children, from the blood, sweat, and tears that you're supposed to be using to raise your daughters to be productive members, society and putting it into some dude's kids. It's clown world.
It's not clown world because
Yes, it is.
How much?
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
No, what you just came down to dollars to asses. It is still the same thing.
No, it's not because he's not yours.
You have no return on investment if you
None.
end your relationship with that woman.
Yep.
Or she ends it with you. It's a terrible investment. You'll never get it back.
Have you ever heard a child at an acceptance speech for an award say, you know what, I really want to thank my stepdad for everything he did for me? I've never heard
You're
it.
missing the point.
No, you're missing.
Stepdad walk kids down the aisle. It's a fact.
Please, no. They have
rare.
I would rather walk my
a stepdad is a thankless job.
Rate.
And here's the thing. And here's another thing too about stepkids. Just like Mike said. Let's just say that Millie, you
think that's a bigger fail than raising somebody you birthed?
They're both equally as bad.
Yourself to becoming a female.
No,
like, how is
they're
that not
both
a
as
bigger
bad.
L?
No. See,
That
you're
is
trying
an
to say
L more than
you're trying to say one is a W, one is an L.
Okay,
We're saying both of them are an L.
Okay. How about this? How about this?
What
How
comes
about
back
this?
to
How
the
about this? How about this?
The
How about
one
this?
that is
How
worse
about this?
than having a transformer as a child makes you failed as a parent.
Look. Every scenario you can bring up about the outcome of a child is made even worse if it's not genetically yours. What if you had a stepkid that turned into a transformer?
Fact.
Right? But that's
Every
not
scenario with a child. That is what we're talking about.
Well, we're talking about. Hold on, maybe. Listen. Maybe we should start from the jump.
You're acting like Wade's kid was like a kid that he got.
No. We're saying in general, because when I made my point, I took a step back from the context of the situation that we're talking about and saying, in general, it's a bad idea for men to be stepfathers because you have all of the responsibility and none of the authority.
Pause. Are you saying? Everyone here who is fighting for custody of their kids, is it a failed responsibility for you to find another girlfriend, another wife, and they eventually become stepmothers? Is it a failed responsibility?
Stepmothers and stepfathers are two different things.
Different things, yep.
It's not two different
things.
things.
Yes, it is.
Listen,
hold on. Millie, what happens if you meet a girl and she has a kid? A daughter, for instance. And just like what Doug MPA said about his friend, what if the woman says, you yell at her and say, hey, I need you to do this. And she goes, I don't want you yelling at my kid. Or what if the 13-year-old girl says, well, Millie Rock looked at me funny while I was in the shower. And next thing you know, you are in jail. The risk is there. Now, if a woman comes into the house,
risk is there for you to raise a transformer too.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is that's why you don't raise kids that aren't your own.
100% comes back to you. The other part comes back to your partner.
Yes,
bro.
I think you're looking at the transformer thing as just a transformer thing in general. Like, I believe in that transformer situation with Dwayne Wade.
It's his wife.
I think Dwayne Wade is actually proud of his transformer son. Like, I believe that he's proud of that.
He let the transformer change his own hair, even Dwayne's hair.
Yeah, I'm saying is,
so that's why I'm looking at it objectively.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that look,
Dwayne Wade's choice in a partner in what's her name?
And also we don't use the word partner over here. It's either wife, girlfriend, husband, or boyfriend, or whatever. Because that's the number one red flag with any chick that you meet. If she uses the partner word, guys, get up and walk away. Straight up, dude.
But that's like 80% of 90%.
Wow. Well, then guess what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's it is what it is.
I would say
is the same thing y'all are giving Will Smith shit for about slapping Chris Rock.
No, Will
100% of Gabrielle Union.
Will Smith's number one problem. Will Smith's number one problem was he knew from the jump that he would always play second fiddle to Tupac. That was the number one. Whether he knew that his wife was in love with someone, was an alpha widow. In the same way that these lesbians know that these bi chicks are eggplant widows. They know for a fact that these eggplant widow chicks are going to always miss the D. They're going to always want the D, and it doesn't matter what kind of devices or whatever these lesbians use, they're never going to stack up ever. And then they get mad when Chad comes and eggplant widow goes ooh and goes over to him. In the same way that Will Smith knows that he will never ever be Tupac.
Then how is Will not one?
No, that Will he's
what
just
you
a victim.
just said about the eggplant window should put Will above Russ. 100%.
No, I just think Russell Wilson had his pick of any chick out there. He had his pick of any chick out there too. And but he chose a hood rat baby mama. That's his problem.
I did a video on her.
And here's another thing too.
Hold on. How many times have there been deadbeat baby daddies that need a real male role model in their life?
There's no such thing.
Who cares? Who cares?
There's no such thing as a baby dad. There's no such thing.
You get in a relationship with that person. There's no
such thing as a deadby dad. There's no such thing as a deadby dad.
Millie Rock. In our community.
What do you mean there's not? There's a
in the black community. No. Listen. Yeah, then these women shouldn't be sleeping with deadbeats in the first place. Because in our community, 16% black. Listen to me.
Who Future was 10 years ago.
16% of black men are responsible for all the children that are born out of wedlock.
80% of the children.
80% come from six. Listen. So we can extrapolate. A whole 80% of women are sleeping with all the same guys. They're choosing to sleep with guys that already have 10, 15 baby moms.
70% of black women that have more than one child have more than one baby father. 70%.
And they all know these same guys. So why does someone like me or Doug MPA, Pyro, Chris, why do we have to be the cleanup dude? To clean up some idiot.
You
Clown
decide
world.
to be the cleanup dude. There's a
you
difference.
Clown
There's
world.
a difference between deciding to be the cleanup dude besides being
No.
the husband that's always going to have a
Bastard children. No bastard children.
No. What did you call Will Smith?
A simp.
No.
Moron.
An eggplant.
No. Okay, an eggplant widow is a bisexual chick. Listen. Here are the terms. Okay, there's a term called the alpha widow. Okay, an alpha widow is a girl that was with like Giga Chad. She was with King Dingaling, the guy that she probably had a baby by, or she wanted to have the guy that stole her heart, right? And what happens is for the rest of her life she can't get over this guy, even when she settles down with Nerdy McGee, right? We call that an alpha widow, where she will always get back with this guy. So on that term, I call bisexual chicks an eggplant widow, because eggplant being the D, right? They have sex with girls, but they end up marrying guys, which is why a lot of lesbians won't date bisexual chicks, because they always go back to the D, always.
My issue is this.
Chris,
but
Millie Rock's like, huh?
How do you put Russ over Dwayne when he failed as a father with custody of his child?
No,
to become a transformer.
I didn't put him over him.
You did.
No, I did.
No, Chris
did. What do you mean?
No, I
Chris
did. Chris, me, I did.
Oh, I was like, whatever.
No, I didn't. I actually put Dwayne Wade as either one.
Dwayne is one.
I had him as number one until the last time that we talked about this. Some people made good points about Prince Harry, but I still believe that if your son is no longer your son, dude, that's it. You are super simp.
You failed. That's why I had Wade at one. Y'all argued with. That's my
no. I think we can all have different. We can all agree to disagree, but what we are saying is, especially in the black community, we all see Russell Simp as a simp.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson,
even women do.
Yeah.
All right. So you said Russ. Hold on. The issue is this: is if you're a decent human being, Okay, look
No.
at Nick Cannon. Look at Nick Cannon for example. He has 19 children
Yeah,
by what,
women
12 different women.
that chose to sleep with him. Yes.
Exactly.
Correct. But if you step up and you make that child who Nick Cannon has no interest in,
Yeah, you're a fool. Then you're a fucking
You're
idiot.
an idiot, bro. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
No. So I agree to that extent. But if you are the male role model that they need in life, because Future's not a role model for his son.
No.
Future's not the role model for his son. If you're the role model, you're a successful NFL quarterback who's an MVP and a Super Bowl
Then
champion.
you should have your own kids. You should have your own kids and have your own
And he
family.
has his
Just
own.
like but look, listen. Look, okay. I'm gonna stop this conversation right here. Okay, and we're gonna end this here. This whole men need to step up. And any men who steps up and tries to be this has gotten their heads chopped off and kicked in the dick. Hold on. What you're saying? Hold on. Listen. Hold on. Wait. Because my dad is a stepfather to my sister. Now, back in the day, it was an honorable thing to be a stepdad because moms would say, "Look, this man."
All right.
But we're in a different age now.
No, you're right. And I want
American single
Robin
mothers.
Fly, and I want
American
the other
single
dude,
mothers.
I want the other
American
dude to
single
chime in
mothers.
on it because
American
AJ,
single mothers
you
now
don't-
in 2023 are the scum of the earth.
Yeah,
Hey,
The
not
used to
that
be
you don't have a
entitled.
dog in the, you don't have a dog in the fight. I want Robin's Fly, and I want the other dude to chime in on it. Correct. You have kids with somebody else. Are you calling whoever you date, whoever you decide to marry later on, and bring around your children? You calling them a piece of shit, which is what AJ is calling
stepmothers and stepfathers are two
completely
different
different.
things.
It's not fucking
Well-
different. How's it fucking
Yes,
different?
because the father is supposed to be the protector and the provider.
AJ, I got this. I need you to listen to me carefully. A woman, if a stepmother moves in with the father, she's never expected to be financially responsible for kids that aren't hers. If you meet a woman that has children, the expectation is you will pay for them and be legally responsible like they're your own. Women will never have that burden placed upon them. You will have to pay the rent for a single mother. You
Got it.
have to buy you have to pay for the step
So
kid's
flip it.
college. No.
You can't. It won't
can't.
work.
You
Flip
can't.
it.
No, because single mothers always for you to be a real man, like you're
That
saying,
means you're choosing the wrong mothers.
No.
Oh, okay. Like there's different kinds, guys. I'm sorry.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run on
Here's the thing. What he's saying is, like AJ said, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even still in certain parts of the world right now, the community would uplift a stepfather. The stepmother would operate in a relationship or a marriage forever
And give him
in a
respect.
deficit. Give him respect, but those days are over. Single mothers will treat you like absolute trash when they should be revering you for taking on another man's kids. And not only that, you have another man's
And nowhere else in the
your
world.
house.
Hold on. If you look, black men are 4 times more likely to have stepchildren than any other race. But if you ask an Arab man, a Chinese man, a Korean man, a Vietnamese man, an African man,
Look at the
if they
success
take
rate of those kids.
no,
Look at the
listen.
success rate of those kids.
But yeah, and the reason why Asian families, Jewish families, and African families do better is because they don't take care of people's bastard kids, and then they don't create bastard kids either. They have intact, stable families.
Exactly.
You will never see a Korean guy marrying some single mom. You're like, are you, or like a Middle Eastern guy? He'd be like, are you crazy? It's against their culture to do so. In nature, if a lion takes over another pride, he kills all the cubs from another male. It is not in our nature.
The issue I have with what you just said about the fucking nature thing is because they're afraid of those cubs coming after them later in life.
Yes,
for
and
power.
stepkids are going to
That's
come
bullshit.
after you later too.
It's
Facts.
it's not.
Thank you for making my point.
It's
Thank
not.
you for making my
It's not.
my point. Oh, here.
My fucking point is
Here.
this, bro.
Here. All I can say is
hold on. Fucking run it back because nobody answered
good
my
luck with
fucking
that.
question. None of you answered my question. Are you not gonna date? Are you not gonna have a fucking stepmom? Are you not gonna have a second wife in your life because your first one turned to shit?
I will not.
Single. Hey, there you go. There you go.
The Law and Order theme's gotta go, AJ.
I tell you, dude.
But that's my issue. My issue is this.
I think here's the solution. People who have kids should deal with each other, and people who that don't have kids should deal with each other, because every man has the right. Every man
I
who
may
has
come off as like, yo, look, I have kids, you have kids, we'll figure it out. That doesn't make me a simp. That doesn't make me a whatever you call it, fucking Russell Wilson in the situation, raising somebody else's kids. If they have a part of it.
hey, Millie, I bet that if you'd have been playing for the Broncos yesterday, they could have played better. That's for damn. That's for damn.
Hey, look, if I played for the Redskins today, we might have played too.
Oh,
You know
guys,
what I mean?
there's 2 minutes left of this, and we'll
the father opts
No,
out
but no,
of fighting
that's
for the
my
kids
issue.
at all.
My issue is that if you step I'm not going to argue. Your point has a valid point. My argument.
But the words "man up" and "step up" over here are not a thing. I don't accept those words. I don't accept man up, because women in society have made it clear.
Alan, I want you to keep that same relationship when I bring somebody back on Tuesday nights. I'm like, this is blah blah. I want you to keep that same fucking attitude that you have right now. I'm like, hey, this is the person that I'm bringing around my kids. This is the person who's going to help me raise my kids. I want you to have that same relationship in person.
That's fine.
Being a step parent.
Okay.
No single mothers ever under any circumstance.
If you want to do it, fine. Well, I'm just saying that every man deserves the right to start their own family, just like you did, Millie, just like you did.
You don't get rid of the others.
No. You start your own, and you keep your own. What I'm saying is, see over here, we see this message that men need to be men, that real men. If you won't be like Steve Harvey, if you aren't willing to be a stepfather, you want a real
Steve
man.
Harvey has 3 stepkids.
Thank you very much.
And he's a simp.
Yes.
And
all I'm saying is that
he's going to get destroyed.
If I had a child and then I have my next 2, or rule reverse it, I have my 2 children now, and then I have my own with a new wife. I don't expect them to ostracize my 2 children.
No one ever said that. That's not.
To ostracize
No.
their son.
No.
That's exactly what you're saying. Have your
No.
own Or
We're
kill
talking
like the Lions do.
no.
Kill your own kid. Yeah.
No. We're talking about bringing around another man's children.
Correct. Being around another man's children. You just said that lions killed the other cub.
But what I'm saying is that it's against our nature,
natural nature to raise
to take care of offspring that aren't his. Right. That's why nowhere else in the world, only in the West, only in the United States, the UK, Canada. But you go to Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, China. No, this is not a thing.
It is
the
a
West
thing.
Is
it's
a very
thing. It's a
the
thing.
majority of the
it's a thing.
No, the majority of the world. You realize that the United States and the West is a very small part of the world, right?
And you understand that the reason why it doesn't happen in the rest of the world is because the divorce rate is so low, because they go in misery for the rest of their life, or they kill their spouse.
No, it's because when they get married, marriage is about more than themselves. Just like how marriage was back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, where the families intertwined. You're Catholic, you know that whole families they used to get married, and your marriage was not just about you. It was about your families. It was about raising children. It was about a covenant that you made before God. And what happened is women walked away and said that it's patriarchy and blah, blah, blah. Men never walk. See, you have a traditional mind, and this is why Chris Pyro, cook with me here. You remember how we said that the areas where trad cons live, like rural areas, are the breeding grounds for modern women to just come in and just wipe out all the men, because they know that there's traditional men that are willing to step up, and these women, these no good, down dirty chicks come in and they take advantage of the goodness of men.
I 100% go to the other parts of the world, AJ, where the fathers died in war or the father died on a religious mission. Those children are not seen as bastards, which y'all are putting these kids at who have been in wedlock.
That's
we're talking.
There's a completely
those
different.
children were born in wedlock, though. The husband might have died, but
And
they were
then-
born to a husband. That's different than just all these 80% of black women just going out to the club and letting nug shoot up the club.
And that's where you and I that's where the disconnect is.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're not talking about widows, bro. Widows and single
No,
mothers.
I'm
are
not
different
talking about
things.
widows. I'm talking about people who had a real relationship, who had a real marriage. That there's a real fallout. Nothing.
No, that's not a lot of the time. No. If you honestly think that the 80% of divorces that are filed by women are actually filed for good reasons, guys,
You've been had. You've been took.
come on. Come
No
on.
fault. It has no reason. No fault.
The normalcy is
Women divorce for no reason at all. I'm
They
not
barely
happy.
divorce, but they-
I'm not
they
happy,
divorce.
and they'll take your kids too. My point is, guys, hold on,
did you
wait.
just say?
Listen.
Hold on. Go back. If there was a real reason for a divorce or a real reason for you not marrying that person.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't find out that they were a fucking serial killer and I had their child inside me. Would you want them to go through with the pregnancy or not? And then you call that child a bastard. Then you call that man who steps in to be a fucking simp. That's where the issue is, bro.
Yes, but here's the thing. Hold on. If they're not married and the child's born, then they're a bastard either way. I mean, that's a definition of a bastard.
Have sex before marriage. Did you wait till you're fucking 30?
No. But it doesn't matter, right or wrong. The definition of the word bastard is a child born without marriage.
Out of wedlock.
No,
that's how it is.
A bastard is a child without a father. There's
No. A bastard is a
legal
child
definition-
born
legal
outside
definition
of
is a child
marriage.
outside of wedlock.
That's a bastard.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Like that's how the statistics write you down if you're out of wedlock.
Let me say
Yep.
this. Let me say this. I'm to the point now where I never date single mothers. Number one. Number two, a woman in 2023 that chooses to have a child out of wedlock. That is
hold on.
Hold on, real quick. It's an indicator that she makes bad decisions, and the type of bad decisions that'll ruin your life if you get with that woman. That's what that means. No single mothers under any circumstances. Don't sleep with them. Don't marry them. Don't date them.
It's a child born.
But as
You
men, we
understand-
have
hold
men.
on.
Listen,
Because I'm going to take a personal stint to this. Both my children were technically not both. My oldest was conceived out of wedlock.
but you guys got married,
You guys
though.
got married.
You guys got married. Like, what are you talking about?
We were married when she was born.
Yeah,
But
so that unbastifies her.
If you go to the fucking definition of it, because we weren't married and conceived.
No, you
That's
guys
a
got
bastard.
married though. You guys were married.
But you guys
That's how
got
it counts.
married.
Exactly.
Yes, but it says a person born. That's the difference.
Yeah, you were married when she was born. She's not
Right.
a bastard.
No, but that's my issue. Is you all go through this? Oh, it's this or that.
No,
Bro,
but here's the
you-
thing, guys.
if you find
I'm gonna
somebody-
break it down, and we'll move on here. We have enough problems in this world as men. Think about it. We have all this crap all around. So wait. You want to add another battle by adding? Okay, you can either date a woman who has no kids or a woman who has kids. Even if one is more difficult than the other because they have kids, you're sharing that woman with a child. Hold on. Let's just say that there's a man. Let's call him Stan. Stan has two women, right? And there's woman A and woman B. If B has kids, if a woman who's woman A, they get married and stuff, he has a new wife. They can travel. They can be a new married couple. Woman B, he's sharing her with two other people. Plus, he's got the kid's dad in his life talking shit, right? He's taking when when two people are in a relationship, they should be each other's number one priority. But Millie, if a woman's with you, she has to understand that she can never be your number one priority because you have kids.
Right.
And she
That's
now
how
there's a lot of
Robin
women.
and the
Huh?
other dude. What do
Huh?
you fuck? Are you just never gonna fucking date again? You're never gonna date someone who has kids? You know that limits your fucking because you're going in with baggage. You're not allowing the woman to come in with baggage. Come on, AJ. That doesn't
But
fuck the
it's
fucking
not.
math
I'm coming to
doesn't
terms
matter.
with this.
The math doesn't matter. You're asking the chick to come in with nothing.
No,
Raise
yes,
your
yes, because the man has to protect and provide for the kids, and the woman's not expected to.
The
If
woman
you
is
date
expected
a single
to do
mom,
womanly duties. What do you?
yes, but the man's supposed to die for those kids. If someone breaks in the house at night, the woman's not going to jump in front and die. And there's nothing.
You're away on business. You're away on business. You're out.
Oh
of the
God! Are we going to come up with
No.
this?
You're out of the
example
fucking
with some
state.
crazy out there hypothetical?
It's not. It's not a
Come
crazy.
on, dude.
You're not home. Okay, it's fucking 10 o'clock. You're out with your friends. You're not out of the
All
fucking.
this simping's just
You're out of the
disgusting,
country.
dude. God,
You're out of the house. You're having a drink with some friends. Your significant other at the time has your kids at home. Fucking somebody breaks in. Oh shit! Not my kids. Not my fucking problem. That's not how it fucking works.
But
AJ.
what I'm saying is, if you are with your woman and your kids in any scenario where you are there, even ultimately, when people expect who's supposed to be the protector of a family,
Hey, you're
other
talking
than
about a
your
black and white.
it is
protector.
black and white, because other than your the moon
If
and
I'm
stars
not home-
lined up right, hypothetical, 9 times out of 10 the man is supposed to sit
Fair. I'm
there
fucking
and get his
promoting
head
it.
caved in.
If
What I'm saying is,
not home-
what
all this
is
I'm not home.
advantage does a man
Jesus
have protecting
Christ.
kids that aren't his? Women,
You're okay. All right. How about this? How about this? I live at home. If I'm at work, tomorrow's a holiday. Tomorrow's a holiday. My mom is watching my kids. Is she not supposed to fucking protect my kids?
but the thing is, if
She's
something
genetically
happens,
connected
listen,
to you.
listen.
kids and
Yeah,
your
I got it, guys. I got it.
You're
If
fucking
something
responsible.
happens to your kids, they're gonna say, "Whoa, well, why weren't you there?" Because it's your responsibility. You were the one. You should have been there to protect your kids.
You leave them at
So it still
daycare.
falls on
You
you.
go to have a normal job. You go to daycare. Your kids are at fucking school, and then you go to after school. Is it still your fucking responsibility?
Yes, because they're your kids.
And here's the thing. Your mom has an obligation to protect those kids because she's genetically connected to them.
Okay, all right. The fucking daycare provider, their school. There's a mass shooter in the fucking school.
Okay, all right.
at
We're
3
in
o'clock after school.
we're in La La Land. Before there was daycare,
It's the same
in
fucking
general,
thing y'all
guys.
going
Hold
on
on.
about being a
I'm gonna
step-
look,
about
guys.
being
I'm gonna run a poll here. Chris, Pyro, Doug, C. Robbins,
You
everyone in
call
chat.
being a stepdad being a
Anyone
simp.
who is
How's that
responsible for
different?
protecting the family, ultimately,
How's that different being a protector?
men or women?
Men are the family.
Thank you very much. If you date and marry a single mom, who is ultimately responsible for protecting those kids?
The man.
The man, like, dude, even you brought up the school the mass shooter example. Every time they ask, okay, what's wrong with the mass shooter, they always ask, where's the father in his life? It's always
Thank
gonna
you.
be, it's literally always gonna be.
Okay,
Thank you
about
very much.
that man's fault.
Where is the parent?
Bro.
Okay, my kid was
They don't
shot
even
at
say where the
school.
mom at.
I wasn't there. What do you mean?
Bro.
Oh,
just,
here's another thing. Razor Game was
simping,
right.
just take the
Guys,
L,
guys,
dude.
guys. Oftentimes,
You're
guys,
simping.
when the single mom cheats on you, who does she cheat with 9 times out of 10?
The baby's
Baby
father.
daddy, me.
Thank you very much.
I would say 9.5 times out of 10.
Facts. All right, guys. Here.
Yeah,
There's like a minute left, and then we'll
And just gets what he can
But
get.
that's my
Like,
issue. It's not
that's
as black and white. My issue.
Yes, it
not
is.
what you
Well,
said. My
here.
issue is
It might
as
not be
black
over
and white
here,
as you
over there, but over here it's black. We
It's
live
not as
in black and whites.
Real
No.
life is not black and
Fine.
white, dog.
Fine. No. Here's the thing. It's. This is why this space is so important. Is because as we've gotten more towards this whole, we can't define a woman and astrology and trauma and all these goofy leftist words where they don't mean anything. We make it black and white over here. Men live in black and whites because the world doesn't let us live in grays. If a woman makes a false accusation, do you think that they're going to be, oh, it's black and white, or are the cops going to come?
That issue of the fucking law is wrong.
There's no gray area there.
With everything up until the point about being a father.
We live in black and whites. What I'm saying is, guys, we have enough struggles in life, and you choose certain struggles and certain. It's always easier to be with a person, especially as a single guy, because you're talking as a guy who has kids. All the rest of us, other than Robin's Fly, don't. If you are a man with no kids, it's easier to be with a woman who does not have kids and start your own family than a woman who already has a ready-made family.
At that point, you've ostracized the part of the dads who have kids.
Who cares?
Who are still trying to build their life.
That's the unfortunate thing. Yep. I mean, single parents shouldn't date anymore. That's just the way it works out. It's sad.
Yep.
But shouldn't date anymore. You need to focus on your kids. That's it.
Oh, dude, I want to, but it doesn't mean. Listen. Exactly.
Listen.
Daddy,
Listen.
Why don't you have a girlfriend? You would be happier.
Listen. 80% of the time, the person that will take advantage of a child is a man that the mother brought into the house. The stepfather, all that stuff.
I agree.
So
and that's
women that have children shouldn't date.
Yeah, because back in the 40s and 50s, if a lot of women whose husbands they just didn't date. They didn't date anyone.
How many times have you seen posts about don't invite Uncle Billy over? He makes the kids feel, but that's on both sides of the fucking aisle.
No, it's not.
Yeah, which is why people who have kids shouldn't date those who have kids. And any guy who's successful, especially say
no. I'm talking about people who were married from day one, kids together. Uncle Billy makes me feel uncomfortable.
What does that have to do with what we're saying?
You're not talking about.
We're talking about dating.
The stat still is 70 to 80% of the time. Listen. No. 70 to 80% of the time, the number one person that'll take advantage of a single mother's children is a man that she was dating, that she brought into the house. That is the stat. It has nothing to do with Uncle Billy making people uncomfortable. The man that the woman brought into the house under the guise of a romantic relationship will take advantage of those children. So if you look at the stats, single mothers shouldn't date.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even think like even then.
Well, mine's just Robin's, and everyone else who's going through custody. You're just never gonna fucking date again because this bullshit. That's what I don't agree on.
I have sugar babies, so I have sugar babies, so I'm good, man.
Okay,
I have sugar babies.
Not all of us have money like that.
The junior college.
I have the JUCO.
Not all of us have the money like that, bro.
I know, or I'll just never have her meet my daughter. I mean, the last chick I was dating, I didn't even tell I had a daughter. Like, she doesn't even know.
Yo,
I have a friend.
Hold on. C. Robin's Fly says,
You triggered my trap card.
All right. So you'll never date. You'll never
listen.
Hold on.
I have a friend, right? He's a DC cop, and he has 2 kids, and he got F over in paternity court, and he lives in a basement in DC. He pays like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, it's because DC's ridiculously priced. You pay a fucking studio in DC, it's $1,600.
So he got so burned in his divorce. He hasn't dated in like 2.5 years, right? But what he does is, and he pays a ton of money in child support. But you best believe he scrapes together every penny he has, and every 4 months he goes down to the Dominican Republic and smashes a bunch of hoes for fucking a week and a half.
Clap some cheeks.
Yeah. It's the DR, and then what?
Every 4 months he goes down there and fucking gets out of his system so he can avoid these American hoes. Straight up. So you don't have to date. Just do it that
This
way.
is the way.
Yeah.
This is the
In
way.
Brazil, every 3 months, get it out of your system. So you don't have to
We
deal with
both
these
got screwed by women that we were an emotional connection with.
You're 80 years old. You can't get it up anymore. You're gonna still go to the
I don't care. I'll worry about that when that time's there.
All you do is pop a Viagra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Yeah, let's finish.
To me is a L.
Oh.
You know, this like if you want to be in your kid's life, you have to actively pursue being in your
Guys,
kid's
this
life by
is
any
so
means necessary.
long. This is so long. I'm so glad you're saying this. This is so long. You have no idea how many men's lives have been destroyed
There you go.
financially.
See, because the assumption is that men don't fight. Men fight all the time. That's why they make it so hard. It's because they get more and more money poured into the systems. Listen, this TradCon moron thinks that men are evil, men are lazy, men are deadbeats. How many times have you guys heard guys in a marriage doing everything that they're supposed to do, and the woman just packs up and leaves? He's like, wait a minute. And the court takes her side and he's screwed. And now he has to fight for kids that shouldn't have been taken from him in the first place. And then
the woman is creating the fight. That's what people don't understand. And women will say, why didn't you fight for your kids? Bitch, you created the fight in the first place.
Yep.
They give you the scissors. CGA calls it giving them the scissors. That's what they do. These women do that. That's what happened to me. And she was mad because I wouldn't cut it. I wouldn't cut it because my daughter was on the line. But she eventually cut it.
They want you to fight in the ring, but they're the ones that they're freaking made the fight. They're the ones who signed the contract and did the weigh-ins. You don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Instead of asking why don't men fight, we should be asking why do women create fights in the first place?
Yep.
There's no fight a man has to fight that a woman didn't start.
Mine literally said, "Why are you making me be the bad guy?" She literally said that.
Do they all use that same? It seems like they all use that same playbook, though. Oh my god!
Come on, man.
You're not gonna get.
Yeah, again, I'm just saying. All I could go off of is the data that I'm finding, and the data that I'm
You're
finding.
misinterpreting the data. That's what I'm telling you.
According to the data, men have a better shot if they escalate it. So I don't know how
I'm
to
telling you
misinterpret
why.
that. You're saying
it's the why. No, you're saying that you're reading the data, but you don't know the why. It's like, guys, you can read that 2 + 2 = 4, but you might not understand.
Send me that.
Yeah.
It. You might need someone to explain it to you. You're saying 2 + 2 = 4, but you might not understand why. You're reading the statistics, Ruslan, but I'm telling you why. Why is it that the majority of men do not go to court for these kids? It's because they're not going to get them. You know, it would be
or can I propose an alternative hypothesis?
Yeah.
Or is it that the men don't want their kids?
That's some bullshit right there.
I told you. I told you guys. Guys. I'm sorry. Hold on.
You've been had.
I told you guys.
Hey, who's my favorite? Alex.
Led astray. Run on muck.
Who is my favorite judge of all time?
Which one?
Who's my favorite judge in general of all time?
Judy.
You know why?
Why? Because she's not a
first
feminist.
Judge I've ever heard say dads are not second-rate parents.
Yeah, I did videos on her. Yeah.
It's not your child. It is your
theirs.
child.
Yeah. I did a video on when she bodies single moms.
Dude, I used to think she was a see you next Tuesday. I was like, she has a fucking broomstick up there.
Yeah, but she's also the whole. I never joined any women's organizations because I don't see the reason why, which is great.
Are
Do
not
you see?
Second-rate parents. Her.
Yeah, this is why.
Texas. I don't know her name, but she does all the child support courts. You know.
Lauren Lake.
The black lady.
Yeah, but Lauren Lake, nope. Lauren Lake tells guys that they should be there, even if the kid isn't theirs.
That's not no. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does, dude. I've watched every single episode of Attorney in Court like 1,000 times. Okay, it's on YouTube. I watch them all the time. And guys, her favorite phrase is, "Even though this baby isn't yours, it's still yours. You step. You're a man. You're a man. You just take care of this." No, clown world. No, nope. If I'm taking care of some kid and she tricked me, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care. Oh, I built a relationship, guys. The only equivalent to other than grape of a man, right? The only what women can do that's as bad as a man graping them to a man is telling a man that a child is his, it isn't his. That's the hurt. That's the only way that women can hurt a man or violate a man as bad as a man graping a woman. You know what I'm saying? But anyways.
Or is it the men aren't the primary care provider? Or is it the men don't have the emotional capacity to fight for their kids? Or is it because the men have moved on and maybe the man practiced hypergamy, found a younger, hotter wife, and they're ready to start a new family?
Did you hear this?
Oh, no, that happens by default.
Scenarios happen. I see those happen a lot. I see a lot of single mothers around here that would love for the father to be in the picture, but the dad's checked out. The dad's moved on.
It's ridiculous.
Like, where's the responsibility?
Women leave relationships how often, guys? What percent of the time?
80% plus. 90% if they're college educated.
Yeah, you beat me to
I don't know if I
Mine basically has a PhD, so you can guess I was screwed.
AJ, pull up Vonda B whenever you're done. Vonda
Oh yeah, but hers is fake.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's fake?
Hers is fake.
Those are
she
skits.
acts out her cases. Those are skits.
Right. But they're real cases that come forward.
Yes, yes.
And yeah. But they're real cases that she's ruled on, and then there's a skit afterwards. However, yeah, it's not 100%, but it's like 95%. It's everything's been ruled out legally, and then you physically get to see it. So Vonda B and Judge Judy are the reasons why.
I like what's his name?
I like Joe Brown too.
Joe Brown's the best, man.
He's like, bro. He's like, he calls out ratchet for ratchet, bro.
Yep, that's true.
On the men on this situation. I understand that the court system's not fair. You're way more astute to that. That's your line of work, your expertise. I'll defer to you. But I'm saying we can't say that all men always want their kids and always get a bad shot from the court system. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around that.
Clown world. Do you hear that?
I want to punch him in the face so bad.
See?
That last
He's such a feminist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys, it doesn't matter what all of us we can all agree that this guy's an idiot, right?
Man,
yeah. Moron.
Bro,
He's not just an idiot, bro.
He's just a white Derek Jackson.
Yeah. And this is what Chris said about TradCons, right? These guys are just as their disdain for men. I would actually say that at least the ethnics just have a disdain for men that's based on hatred. These knuckleheads have this self-righteous, we're better than, we're the moral standard type of thing, which is 10 times worse.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. This is why I've been at war with these conservatives literally my whole life. I'm not even gonna lie.
Paul Lamb, a voice for men. He actually has an article on here that says all feminists are trad cons.
Those are
Pyro.
Those are facts.
Pyro, what do you think, man? This guy on the right.
All I think is he lies a lot. He's not holding on to the truth, even though the truth is in his face.
Yep, that's true. And he's gonna argue with the 20
denial.
Keep going.
Here's the issue. I don't think he's lying. I think he's not misunderstood. Miseducated. He's a numbers guy, which he said your numbers say this. He's a very numbers guy. He's a disconnected from reality.
Yeah, but he's like Steven Crowder.
He's a cherry
Steven
picker.
Crowder was like, I'm a Christian and my wife and values, and now look what's happening to Steven Crowder.
He's getting destroyed by his TradCon wife.
What happened to Steven Crowder?
What's that? His wife. Oh, dude.
Just pull up the YouTube videos. Oh my
you know
gosh.
What? Guys, we're gonna save this for a whole new podcast.
His wife set him out to the streets.
Next week, yes, his wife set him up, dude. Ring camera and everything.
I shoot at 8 o'clock. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Dude, next Sunday, guys, you heard it here. Steven Crowder, Chris, Pyro, C. Robbins. Everyone bring your facts about this case, and we're gonna go deep, guys.
AJ, we're gonna talk on Tuesday about it because I talked about the other thing I messaged you about, and then we'll talk about Steven Crowder.
Cool. All right, we're almost done here, guys.
Personally, anecdotally speaking, knowing multiple single dads, and also from the data that I'm seeing,
and not a lawyer. That's
you're misinterpreting the data, and I think we haven't really talked about this, but it's true. There are men.
I think he's a data pusher, and there's
No, he's a cherry picker.
Do not like their kids. There are men who don't want to spend time with their kids. There are men who don't want to pay for their kids. There are men who don't want to see their kids. I represented all these men.
Can you give me a percentage if you're talking generally speaking?
Saying correlation equals causation, which it does not.
Because you want to talk about, all these men not doing stuff.
Here we go.
But it's interesting that you don't talk about the other side. Maybe you don't know. Let me finish.
I just said that on the front end that my buddies took full custody of their kids.
And what did you say? You said that the women, they didn't use drugs or anything like that. So you're not talking about it.
That doesn't mean they were the most competent mothers either.
If you could let me finish, maybe you could hear.
Thank you very
you're
much.
Talking about these two gentlemen that won custody of their kids with no attorneys, and the mother weren't on drugs or anything. That's what you said. Let me tell you something about the other side, which you don't want to talk about. There are some shitty moms, and I know that because I've represented them.
Of course,
there are moms that have physically abused their kids. There are moms that are abandon their kids. There are moms that neglect their kids. Yes. And so if you have shitty fathers, then guess what you also have? Since fathers are humans, guess what mothers are? Mothers are humans too. So you have shitty moms. So if you have shitty moms and you have shitty fathers, why is it that 90% of the women
Can you go
have
back 15 seconds?
primary custody when the moms are shitty too?
There it is, guys. There it is, guys. There it is. There it is. I was waiting for it, guys. I was waiting for it. He wait. He said to go back 15 seconds.
Shitty moms, and if you have shitty fathers,
of course,
there are moms that have physically abused their kids. There are moms that are abandon their kids. There are moms that neglect their kids. Yes. And so, if you have shitty fathers, then guess what you also have? Since fathers are humans, guess what mothers are? Mothers are humans too. So you have shitty moms. So if you have shitty moms and you have shitty fathers, why is it that 90% of the women have primary custody when the moms are shitty too?
There it is, guys. There it is. That's the sound of the police. Right there. I'm telling you guys. This is what these tradcon bastards don't understand. They don't think the women can be shit too.
Statistically, single mothers are worse than single fathers as well.
They are, and that's where we started this whole thing. Single fathers,
single mothers care do worse than a child raised.
Yes, and yet the courts just decided by default to ship all the kids off to single motherland. And tradcons still think that women walk on water. It's crazy.
This is what you need to analyze when you're looking at your numbers, guys. If you don't really practice in the space, you just look at the numbers. You have no idea what you're looking at. You're like, why is it? If men and women can be equally good or equally bad, you would think that the numbers would be more 50-50, wouldn't you?
There you go.
Obviously, there are shitty moms, but why is it that 90% of the moms get primary custody?
There you go. And I can send this whole video to you.
That's it.
Clown world, guys. And that's the thing about these tradcons, man. These tradcons are just as man-hating and big up into women as these lefty, wokey, effingist, LDHD TV transformers, dude. All of them. And yet they're under the guise. That they are to men what I say, like the wokey wokes. You know how like the wokey woke left are just as racist as like the far right. But I say the wokey wokes are worse because they try and act like it's from a good place. They act like they're righteous when they're racist, but then the trad cons are just as anti-male, but they're acting like they're righteous, and it's terrible. Clown world. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go last words. We're gonna go in the order that I have. So Chris, Pyro, Millie, Robbins, Doug, and PA. Final words.
Oh man, yeah, this was a great discussion, and this was hopefully people watch this stream. This was very important to see. Please subscribe to everybody's channel on here. Guys, protect yourselves. It's 2023. Women are using consent like Madden sliders when you're losing. So just relax. Make sure you have your ducks in
Do I
order.
even want to Google that?
But
I don't even know what that is.
Oh no, Madden slider. So you know, like how like when you're losing in Madden, and you know you want to gain an advantage, so then you just mess with the slider. So you change it from 50 to 90.
Okay.
So that's how they use.
Handicap.
Yeah, that's how women use it. So you got to be careful today. Just make sure you have your ducks in order. Don't dive into what does CGA say? No cohabitation, no something. Just
no impregnation, no marriage.
Exactly, something like that. So yeah, just be careful of that. And by the way, before I go, I know I made a shot at Rollo Tomasi, but what I want to give Rollo Tomasi the credit, he was one of the few people that was calling out Jordan B. Peterson and Michaela Peterson before anybody else was doing it. So I have to give him his shout out there. All right, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right. My turn now. Guys, you should stay far away from single mothers. 100%. Far away from them. Second thing, no. You did this and you did that, and that could have never happened. That's the second thing.
Yeah, facts.
And the other thing now, make sure you do a DNA test and stop getting jackets.
Facts.
Yeah.
It really should be mandatory, but that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So men need to. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna show you a comment section of the paternity testing, and I'm basically gonna show you how basically everybody in the comment section was just saying, no, you're still supposed to raise the kid, even if it's everybody, man, woman. So if you're a man, so you have to get a paternity test for all your kids. You have to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. When I hear somebody says like, but you don't trust me, that immediately in my head.
That's a red flag.
Red flag. Red flag.
Yes.
I've talked to feminists, like actual feminists, and they actually agree with me on the paternity test. Like they say, like you need to. Everybody should be.
But here's the thing.
Here's
the thing. Crazy. The people that actually go the hardest for a lot of these issues, like paternity court, child support reform, are women whose son is getting screwed over, their brother, or their new husband, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes, guys, as men will eat shit. Like, god damn it, I gotta pay this child support. I only see my kid like twice a year, whatever. Or like, women are the ones to kind of whine up about things. So they're the ones that are actually trying. This isn't right. Oh, you know what I'm saying? When we've been saying this the whole time. So, anyways. Millie.
Yeah. So, look, if you're active or veteran, I promise you, the stripper doesn't love you. Be smart, man, for real. One rapper said it. Don't forget your latex, or they'll get your paychecks. It's true. But for those of you who are on the fence about, I want to see my kids more, I promise you, money will always be replaced. Time with your kids will not.
I've used that argument with my baby mom, and it's been effective.
Yeah, even if you don't ever get 50-50 or 100%, whatever it is, going from
at 1 weekend a month to 2 weekends a month, it'll change your life. So if you're on the cusp of, do I even fight for that extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to see them more? It's worth it. Now, if it's going to put you in bankruptcy, then you reevaluate everything. Parents, dads are not second-rate parents. I promise you, it's a long fight, but it will change. Don't give up. Continue to be the person you want your kids to look up to, male figure, father figure, whatever it is. And just be smart. Like you have issues. Not everyone's gonna be a single parent, but not everyone's gonna be a step parent either. If you find the person you love and you want to build around it, and they have a kid, don't let it discourage you, but also don't let it keep you from your own life. It's a long battle. If you're in it now and you're listening to podcasts because you've started it, it doesn't get easier, but it gets simpler. Just stay true to you, stay true to your beliefs, what you love, and keep putting your kids forward.
All right. Robin's fired.
So you kind of stole my thunder a little bit, Millie. I was going to say one of the best arguments out there is, why do men even have to fight to get custody of their kids? If you're a good mother, you'll want the father to be in their lives and you will give up custody. And believe it or not, that's basically got my baby mom to almost fully agree to get custody, give me custody outside of court. We both fired our attorneys, and soon we're going to motion to dismiss the case. And it'll be done, and we'll just deal with it. But yeah, it's just sad that a lot of women cannot see that men shouldn't have to fight to be parents. And it's the fact that they have to fight that scares many of them off and causes them to basically lose. And it's not because they didn't want to be a parent.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can you say it all again? Because it sounded so sexy. Say it all again.
Oh, I have a sweet voice. Is that it?
Hey now.
So
I don't swing that way. I'm not a transformer, bro.
So
Will Smith is very
say-
disappointed in you.
I may shoot blanks, but you're safe.
I'm gonna say, on my channel, I say, if you're a guy with no children, avoid single mothers at all costs. Like, it's a net loss. Like, I say feminism has freed women from having to be barefoot and pregnant, which is good for the women, but it also freed up us men from our traditional duties as well. We don't have to be pack mules for women anymore. We don't tell women to women up, so women can't tell us to man up. Man up is a misandrous word. It's a hatred towards men term that cannot be used anymore. Okay, men, we have to figure out what we want, not what we have to do. And if you as a man want to get married and have kids, do that. Your goal as a man is to put yourself in the most advantageous position in this difficult world as possible. And so single mothers, don't date them, don't sleep with them, don't marry them, and single mothers in the West are the scum of the earth, particularly black ones. Leave them alone. People with kids should deal with each other. And just guys, like AJ said, the best way to not get wrapped up in this is just don't get a woman pregnant out of wedlock. Don't put yourself in a position to be in the system in the first place. Don't play a rigged game. And I'm going to say one last thing. Women want to be strong and independent, let them. Women are going to have to sink into the muck so bad that they're going to have to come crawling back to us men. Men can win alone. Women cannot. That's it.
Facts. Guys, I just say this. Men need to understand, like, guys, it's not even women's fault that all this is the way it is. It's simps, right? Right, guys? Until all men.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The thing is, people think that, like, people in the manosphere and the red pill, that we hate women. No, okay, if there was no drug people who do drugs, there would be no drug dealers, right? If there was no simps giving up gold, there would be no gold diggers, right?
Mini simps are trad cons.
Yes. And what I'm saying
Yep.
is we got the blue pill male feminists, and we got the trad cons, and the red pill guys are caught in between. And red pill guys are guys saying, look, if I can't be the healthiest, strongest, most confident, assertive, and useful version of myself, what good am I to anyone else? But I decide who I give my time, money, and attention to. And I don't have to do anything for anyone unless I choose to. And there's nothing wrong with that. And the only arguments against red pill arguments are shame. Shaming. And that's the thing about trad cons, why they're like women. Cook with me, guys. All they have is shame. They use the same arguments. You're not a real man. You're not a real man. That's the same thing these modern women use.
Shame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shame. Yep. And what
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
saying is,
care.
guys, here.
Try.
Yeah. I'm a log off here, guys. You have to steel yourself to the tears of women. Okay.
AJ,
If a
I'll
woman
see you on
cries,
Tuesday, brother.
all right, man. I don't
Hey,
even
Doug,
blink.
Doug, you gonna come to the trivia on Tuesday? What's up?
Guys, as I always say, these women, like how they do it, they always shame, blame, and explain. That's
Yeah,
how they
that's
always
true.
do it.
That's true. And guys, don't let anyone shame you. I'm immune to shame.
Same here.
Look.
I'm
I
all
took the
shamed
jab.
out. Can't do anymore.
I took the jab against shame.
Yo, man, nah,
You've been inoculated.
All right, you guys.
You can't use God. You can't use nothing.
Yep, you can't do it.
Nope.
Can't do it, man. Because the only people that determine what a real man is, everyone,
Is men.
men. Thank you very much.
No. These days it's women who decide what men are. So
Please. But hey, they can't decide. They can't even decide who women are at this point.
Transformers abound.
AJ, I'll see you on Tuesday, brother.
So, all right, guys. Hey, guys, next Sunday, send the asteroid. Crowder all day, guys.
Crowder.
Hit up the email if you want to be part of the panel, guys. We're going in, and Thursdays is 5 and 304s, guys. And guys, go join the second channel. I'd appreciate it. So, all right, guys, have a good one. I'm out.
Thanks.